Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. I'm feeling good.
It's going to be good, isn't it? It's going to be good. We are live. Welcome everybody to. Oh, I've got my. I can hear myself on the other screen. Need to turn that off. Welcome to the Pork Chop. It's race week 4. This is Backfire Simsport TV. Just in case you're on the wrong channel. Hopefully you're not. We're in season 18, and this is Road Atlanta. The Pork Chop full course. It's been a bit rainy, but we'll talk about that in a minute. We are in America. It's 20 degrees. I am Pete Bingham, and in the booth with me, as ever, and I am very, very happy that he is Alan Toon. Good evening.
Good evening, folks. Good evening, Peter, my dear.
Yes. So,
welcome back from your travels.
I know. Auf Wiedersehen. Oh no, that's goodbye. But yes, I was in Germany last week at a train fair for rail builder things. And came back. The only thing I came back with, Alan, was the flu. which is
Oh, well, German flu, at least you've got a bit of
Well,
variety.
yeah, why not? You know, why
Yeah.
why restrict yourself? Why restrict yourself? So yes, we have 28 pugilists in the session tonight, Alan. We don't have any new drivers. There was one about to sign up, and he hasn't signed up yet. Hopefully, Morgan will do that at some point soon.
Didn't come to his senses at the last minute, did he?
No, he didn't. We are in a rainy session at the minute. I'm gonna do something a bit different to normal. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna show the guts of iRacing because we need to see this little bit here. So currently the guys are in 100% of precipitation, as you can see. In other words, it's rainy. It's bird wee wee. That's what it is. And then it seems to die off over time, and then it seems to come back a little bit, and then it dies off again before we finish our racing later on in the evening. You can see the satellite imaging there, so we're beyond the worst of the rain now, but there's a bit more to come by the look of it. So
The cars are putting spray up still, and that's
rooster
normally a
tails.
sign that you need to have wet tyres on.
Right, let's talk about that then, because not many people have done so far. Oh, that's the wrong thing to put up, Pete. That's the wrong thing to put up. I need to go down, scrolly, and I need to find this. There we go. So there's only half the field on the wet compound at the minute. Everybody else is trying to boss it on the dry compound, so that's going to be interesting for later. So while these guys are busy doing their practice laps, let's have a look at the standings, shall we? Because that's always an interesting thing. So pro standings, the upper echelons of the competitiveness. We have Stephen Walker, our current reigning champion, out front again on 677 points. We're on the left-hand column, folks, until we get to halfway through the season. Which will be the 7th week this time because we're in a 13-week season. We're in an extended episode. Over Simon Trendle, previous multiple champion, on 552. So he's got 125 points lead so far, Alan.
That's very impressive this time of the season, isn't it? Goodness.
It is. Yeah, that
And
is.
but Simon's very impressive as well because he's been very quietly accumulating points without doing anything flash. And
Well, that's how he wins leagues, and he wins loads of them. He's won V8 leagues like that. Actually, he's bossed V8 leagues. He's stealthed his way through a couple of TCR leagues. Then we've got Miguel in third, and he's only 31 points behind Simon. Quick maths, folks. Quick maths. You know, I got well educated. I got a good mathematics, education.
That's not a very big gap, is it? In fact,
No,
down to Pete's not a gap either.
It's not, is it? He's not that far behind at all. 18 points. That's nothing to anybody. And then Sam Blees, languishing back there in fifth.
In the 300s.
I know, that's a big jump.
That is
That's a
very
big jump.
significant. I don't think they've been having the run of the ball.
No, I'd agree with that. Right, let's have a look at Pro-Am. So this is the middle group. It's a much bigger league, or division, or whatever you want to call it, class. Kasper Smirnov out front there on 600 points. Only just three meagre points ahead of your captain.
Yes, but they had some great battles, and Casper's been a fantastic star this season. He has, but look at Carl's absolutely brilliant driving he's been doing. He's just been so consistent, sticking it in there 5th and 6th and getting points regularly.
Yeah, and then Martin Shirley in third there on 528. He's 69 points behind. It's not a great gap at the minute. It's easily overcome. And then T in 4th place. What a great performance so far this season.
Yes, and he's not out of reach.
No, not at all. The whole top, I would say, all the way down to Demis Titular in 8th. I reckon that's achievable. That's only 200 points nearly. Excuse me. I will.
Yeah, get a little run together, a few races, and you can soon tot up some points, can't you?
Yeah, and Jamie Wilson in 5th, not with us tonight. He's already given his apologies. He's got other stuff he needs to attend to family-wise. Let's have a look at the AM class. Anthony Hilton, we saw him out front and bossing it last season on 430 this season, and just about ahead of Max Nevinchani. Who is just about ahead of David Ayres in 3rd. And then Daniel Lewis. He's featuring quite strongly. He's in 4th place, ahead of Fiona by what's that? 18 points. Yeah. No, 16 points.
Not much in it.
Not much. No, it's quite close again this season. I like it. We've now got 28 drivers in the session. There's more joining all the time. So this
Anthony's been the dominant driver, but Max is finding some form.
he is. He's. I think he's one to watch in this AM class. I think he's going to be good. Right, let's have a look at team standings, and you'll be surprised here. I was. Result X Pure Sims out in front by 139 points over Geodesic Racing White.
That's a considerable lead they've put together there.
It is,
and
isn't it? For this point in the
it's the
season.
consistency, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. And then Team Chimera rocking it in 3rd place there, not that far behind 2nd. RD Simsport, last season's champions, 877 points. I think they're just gathering themselves together, really, aren't they?
Well, you know, they're all very good teams.
Yep.
That's the thing, and you get a night where they're all scoring, all your drivers are scoring good. You can score a lot of points.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we got driver of the meeting, and Casper Smirnoff, not really a surprise given where he is in the Pro-Am standings. At the top there, Chris Needham in 2nd with, joint 2nd with Anthony Hilton, Simon Trendle, Carl Hardy, and Stephen Walker.
Yes, Casper has been fantastic, and he's worth his extra vote at the moment. He's been a real shining star, and easy to like. His attitude and his racing style and his general demeanour are so nice, aren't they?
Yeah. I'd have him in the interview every week if I could do. And then check this out though, Max Nevin Chani at the top of your safe driver award, Alan.
Yes, well done to Max, because he has been mixing it up. It's not like he hasn't been there at the sharp end.
No, look at how
But
many
it
laps
does
he's got
amaze us
underneath.
every time, doesn't it? It amazes us because we get these guys and they're always knee deep in battles and activity, but they manage to keep it clean.
And it does, this picture in front of us now paints a relative picture of the league as it is at the minute. You look all the way down, and the first pro driver you find is Simon Trendle in 6th, and we know how safe he is. Then you look further down, and we run out of pro drivers. Max Nevin Chani is an AM driver, David Ayres is an AM driver. Then we've got pro-am drivers in Chris Needham and Carl Hardy. It's suggesting, Alan, that the pro drivers, in order to get to the top, are having to do, they're having to exceed the track limits a little bit. They're having to be a bit fruitful with how they get to the front.
I think it's just a function of how fast these guys are and how close they are in time.
Yeah.
And also the tight nature of some of the tracks we've been on.
Yes,
some
true.
very tight tracks.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't here for last week's Oran Park. You'll be able to tell me about that as we go through tonight's race.
Well, that was tight.
Right, okay.
But also, I mean, we were just at Lime Rock just before as well. We're getting a lot of 1 minute laps, and the 1 minute laps with a field of over 30 cars is TCRs is
true.
hasty, isn't it?
It
so
is.
To get past, you're going to have to apply yourself mightily, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, headlights are on already, Alan. We are going to run into
Scary
sunset.
business.
Yeah.
Heading towards sunset, wet track. People have still got the window wipers on, so they're getting spray off the road, but it doesn't look like it's falling out the sky. So
No, I
dry
think
in line.
I think it stopped doing the bird wee.
Yeah, well then we can expect people be looking for the dry in line and risking the dry tyres for the quali.
Yeah, I mean, we're right at the end of the session there for practice. It's just stopped, actually. We're about to go into quali. Let me get my qualifying
Be interesting to see if
screen
anybody
up.
changes their tyres.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Oh no, look at that. Is that
That is
fresh
raining.
rain?
Yes, that's fresh rain.
Oh,
Let's see what everybody's going to come
That's-
out on.
that's bad timing. If it is, goodness.
Yeah, I mean, it might be just spitting.
Yeah,
Spitting.
the spitting rain. That's heavy drops, but the clouds aren't very evident,
Oh.
so that's a good sign.
We're going to get a bit of this, I think. So that was Pete Van Gool came out of the pits, I think on dry tyres, and then went, nope. I think we're going to get,
Yes.
oh, that is a lot wet. That is very wet. Let's go on board with, where's Alex? Alex Sevillano Lado. Let's jump on board with him if I can get on board with him. So, yeah, windscreen wipers on, Alan.
Yes, it's definitely precipitation.
But the sky is clear now, and it's still raining. Anyway,
This amount of spray, though, Pete, that means
oh, we're going
if
straight
you're on
on.
dry tyres in this, you can easily get into trouble.
Yeah, look at the sun in the eyes of the drivers there as they come round the bone of the pork chop.
Oh, my word, it's flying.
Yeah, look at that. Who was that? I think that was
Chris?
I think it was Martin Shirley that went
Martin.
through, and then that's somebody in a cutting corny car. I think that's Demis. Demis Tigchalar. No, not
There we
Demis.
go, look at this.
I've lost my train of thought.
That was our wonderful big.
Dietmar. No, Dietmar's not on track.
Wasn't it great? That was wonderful going down there, wasn't it? The spray flying everywhere.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So we're going to run on a lap here with Alex Sevillano later. No, we're not, because he's parking it. He's on dries, isn't he? Ha. Sorry, I shouldn't have laughed. That's cruel of me. Never mind. Right, let's go on a lap here with. Where are we on the lap? Oh, we're on the back straight. This'll work. We're on board with Daryl Wright, safeguard bar result. I'll show you what the outside of his car looks like so that you know what we're driving with. Chasing his teammate at the minute. That's a strange line into that corner, Daryl.
Oh, it is, isn't it? It's trying to stay off the racing line.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
That's racing experience for you. Because
Yeah,
the
probably.
racing line has got all the rubber on it and it's very slippery.
it is very slippery, yeah. So here we go, Daryl, round the last turn, off the gas, because he's never going to keep it on the tarmac if he doesn't. Over the start-finish straight, nothing has a name around this track apart from the S's. So we've got this, sketchy. Turn one, and then up the hill we go. Usually you're in second gear when you do this chicane at the top of the hill, but let's see what he does. No, it is still second. There's a car gone straight on there. He's going to have to watch out for that. Through the S's, the only turns on the track that have got named corners, which is this section. Usually you're flat out here and loving it. Not so much in the rain. Then you've got this horrible left-hander where you can crash on both sides of the track. It's dead easy as well. Look at that. He's out of the gas and everything, Alan.
Yes.
That's stunning, isn't
Well,
it?
it's dangerous in the dry, so
It's lethal in the wet.
It'd be a bit of a hairy moment, I imagine.
Into the bone of the pork chop we go. Double right-hander this, effectively, because you don't really straighten the steering that much. Tuck it in here, take a bit of curb, probably not in the wet, and then get back on the gas. Nice and early if you can do, if you've got the car pointing in the right direction, because this is a long, not straight, which they call the back straight, but it's just not. This is a massive drafting opportunity as people start putting their first timers on the board, and René Earhart for cutting corny, who I was talking about before, even though I couldn't remember couldn't figure out which car it was. He has taken the top time so far. So breaking point, where is it? In the wet, where is that? And he's taken that shallow line there, which he likes, and it works for him, look. And then he's up and over the hill and under the bridge to finish the lap. Pit lane entry is on the right there. You can see it. It's going to be nasty today in the rain. And then the last corner here, off the gas again. Usually in the dry, you're flat through there. People are going to get frustrated with this, I think, Alan.
Well, they've got wet tyres on and it stopped raining, so we're going to have a drying line. So what are they going to change for the race?
I don't
Are they going to
know.
go and miss the dries? Because it takes a while to put the dry line down.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it has stopped rain. I say it stopped raining. It looks like it stopped raining, but the spray is still there.
Yes, well, it lingers and can linger for a good half an hour.
Yeah, so let's have a look at the track map for a moment. So we'll show that.
Of course, for these amount of cars, we will get a drying line quicker.
Yeah, we will. We've only got half the field who've actually put a time in at the minute, which is shocking. And nearly the whole of the AM class have put times in, which is very positive for them, I have to say. Who's on the chat at the minute? Jan Manthai. He's shouting for Dietmar. So clearly a cutting corny fan. Daniel Lewis. Speed tokens, he says. Georges, and I've got you in the right class this time, Daniel, which is good. Georges Schumacher says, go Rene, push, good evening. So yes, he's another cutting corny fan. Alex Sevillano Lado has lost all faith in the rain already on the chat. and Slackjaw Hussein. I can't believe, I can't think who that might be. Is on the chat there saying yo. Where is he anyway? He's not in the race, is he? Never mind. And then, oh right, we've got. I think that's everybody at the moment. Oh, Jamie Lee Clark. Good evening. He says go Alejandro, which is always good.
Yeah.
So a lot of the pro drivers not in the top of the table, which is where we often. Oh, Sam Smith. Good lap. Good lap. Well done. I do like this paint, Alan. I say it every time. Very retro. Very retro.
It's very nice. It's had it for a while now. He likes it.
I like it.
Yeah. That's a cracking little lap. Well done, Sam.
Yeah, that is nice.
Very pleased with that.
Yeah. I wish I'd remembered what the times were for the dry laps. I think it was 1:28, so I think they're 11 seconds off the pace at the minute. So only good things to come, unless it starts to rain again, of course. But from the camera positions that I can see, it is no longer actually raining. There is no actual bird wee coming out of the sky. And his windscreen wipers aren't going, so as long as he's not in spray, they are not going to do anything. I think
Hopefully the race track conditions will be the same coming out of the pits for the race.
Yeah, so for all those cutting corny fans that need a bit of blue, yellow, black and white to do their thing, there it is, and he's just pulled up because I think he's going to go on to a new outlap, is he? He's going to change his setup, is what he's done. Right, Stefan wasn't too pleased with finding out that it was raining because he's not done any practice in the rain. But he's doing all right at the minute, mid-table, oh, more than mid-table. He's right up there actually, which is very nice. I mean, he is no stranger to that Audi, is he? He's raced it for how many seasons?
He knows the car inside out. He'll know this track well. But
Yeah.
also his driving style is not outrageous. He's not pushing it on the edges all the time, so that will suit the wet conditions.
It will. He's got out of the way there of Pete Van Gool. Oh, a couple of changes. Pete Van Gool has moved to the Elantra, and shock, horror, amazement, Alan, so has Big Mig. Miguel Freitas has abandoned his Audi that he started the season on, and he's gone to the, was it the Veloster? Could have been the Veloster.
Wasn't it?
I think it was the Veloster. He's gone to the Elantra, which is a strange turn of events.
Wow, that's interesting.
I thought he was fonder of the Honda, and look, it's raining again. Oh my God, they're gonna hate me or iRacing. Which one's it gonna be, Alan?
Well, I don't know. It depends whether you set the Wayne section up or whether it's on the iRacing.
So for the people watching, what I do when I set up the session is I select the time and date that it says in the iRacing schedule, and then I press the regenerate button on the weather 3 times, and whatever the third click is, that's what they get. So this had a very low percentage, believe it or not. It was like 3%. And it's done nothing but rain since we started the session. So yeah, and I don't think Alex is very happy about it. So Jenny Salmon, go cutting corny. So the cutting corny fans are here in force. Don't forget to give us a like, folks, if you like what you're seeing or hearing or probably seeing. It is me talking after all. Pete Newman, top of the pile. Nice time as well, 138.272, a third of a second faster than multiple previous champion, Sam Blease.
Yes, but Sam's up there competing, second place, good to see.
Yeah. Simon Trundle.
And Simon in third.
No, not anymore, because Alex Lado just put down a time. Not the fastest
well, he
time.
might not like the rain, but he can drive in it.
Yeah, he can. That's very handy, that. Tony Walker. Don't know what you're eating and drinking, but I need a spoonful of it.
Tony, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's good, that. Liking that a lot.
That's so impressive in these conditions.
Yeah, and a quick shout out to Alpha Touring Championship. You saw their video on the introduction, folks, and if you didn't, then rewind, because it makes my videos look absolutely amateur. They are still running their league. It started on the 19th of August. I think they're fully subscribed, but I think you can join a waiting list. They run an American timed server, so they're not in competition with us. We are mutually supportive. Yeah, get yourself signed up if you can even get into that one, because that is a monster sized grid, 60 cars. and they run on a Tuesday. They broadcast it on a Saturday. It's a good league. It's very well established as well. It's not run quite as long as this one, but it's very much going to last the distance if they keep pulling 60-car grids. Let's have a look. Logan McKinsey is the organizer, along with Matthew Rzepska. Hopefully they'll join us on the chats every so often as well for our leagues. Right, so let's have a look who else.
Yes, well, Logan's a fantastic driver. And,
Yes.
It's nice to see him on the track.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely. He was brilliant in this league. Shame he didn't get quite to run it to the flag in that last race, because he and Stephen Walker were on such close points. I know. We were utterly robbed of the finish that we wanted last season. And I'm hoping that between the guys that are on track this season, we're going to get something dramatic. Right, let's have a look at what else is going on at the moment. So, Pete Newman's still bossing that top spot. Tony Walker's moved up a little bit, if anything. Yes, he has. He did a faster lap last time round. Sam Smith, who put in an early fast lap, still up there. That's very good. Anthony Hilton, he's in the pits at the minute, thinking about it. Has the fastest AM class time at the moment. Look where he is, Alan. He's in 13th, halfway up the field. And look at Spencer and Spencer and Stephen. Sorry.
Yes, I was going to say something because.
What is going on?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm not used to seeing them propping up the table here, so something's going on.
Well, Spencer is out on dries, as is Pete Newman, who's just gone out on dries. So I don't know whether they think that they're going to be able to get something out of those types of tyres. He has just gone a bit faster than some other drivers, but it's not many. Where did Stephen Walker just go? Stephen Walker went from last. Where? I can't even find him.
He's 12th.
12th, is he? Oh, there, sorry, yeah. So he's gone out on wets now, and that's worked for him somewhat. But he's going to have to put his foot down. He's pretty much got this lap, and if he's not got something absolutely mint in him for this one, then he's going to suffer here, because he's going to start mid-table.
Spencer has got dry tyres on.
Spencer's got dries on, yeah.
That's
You've
not
got to
helping you.
no, you've got to wonder about that decision, haven't you?
But Simon is doing okay with his, and
Yeah.
Pete
Newman is.
did okay with his, but
Well, Pete
he's
Newman
done
did his.
quite a lot of wet driving.
Yeah, he's done his time on wet tyres and now switched to
No,
dries.
switched, yes.
I think there's a
It's
car off
world.
track somewhere around Simon there. Where did Stephen Walker go? There he is, approaching the end of the lap. He will get this in because there's a minute to go. Oh, or will he? Oh, will he? Will that be an off track? I don't know. But he needs to put his foot down.
Close to it, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Very close.
that was a
Fingers crossed
50-50.
he kept it on the curb there. We don't.
Let's have a look.
don't-
Oh, that's not.
Oh, that was an off track. I think.
Yeah, he's not going to improve off that, and it's invalidated that lap. So 12th is the best that Stephen Walker can hope for this evening. Jamie Jeffrey still on a lap on wets. Will get the lap finished because he's on that back not straight.
Well, good. I hope he does because.
Well, he's another one that's languishing in mid-table at the minute as a pro
Yes,
driver.
well, he's out of place a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, and he is a real-life driver, and he's from the UK, so he will be no stranger to rain at all. Pete the Rainmeister says, it's like Joe was saying.
Yeah, well, we've done a fair bit of
Has he
wiggling around
improved?
in the rain in one way. Oh,
Yeah,
hello.
he moved up a little, but he didn't move up a lot. So there's work to do there for Jamie Jeffrey in this race. Spencer McCarthy's a surprise to me. He persisted with those dry tyres. Right, let's have a look at the grid. As I wait... Oh, somebody else joined the grid, so I'll just extend the grid in. Pete Newman will be your poleman for Result X Pure Sims this evening on a 138.272. Well done to that man. That is great. I think that's his first pole that I can remember.
No. I can bring you up to date on that, Pete,
Oh, go
because
on.
he got pole last week and won the
Oh,
race, flag to
sorry.
flag.
In that case,
His first sprint race victory.
brilliant. Well, let's hope he can repeat that this season.
He
This
was
race.
thrilled to do it. He was
Yeah.
absolutely thrilled. He hadn't done that, and he was thrilled to do it. So
Awesome.
yeah, watch out.
Alex Sevillano Lado off second for TRL Racing
Fantastic
Forces.
qualification by Alex.
Yeah, 2 right. Big Miguel Freitas goes off third for Impulse Racing. Fourth will be Sam Blees for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. Simon Trundle will go off fifth for Team Chimera. Sam Smith off sixth for iRace Esports. Tony Walker off seventh for Hydro Race Racing Forces with Casper Smirnoff off eighth for Apex One. Joran Larkinen off ninth. That's very good for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Chris Needham off 10th. That's very good as well for Air Smart Racing. Jamie Jeffrey will hope for some positions off the start in 11th for Coupes and Convertibles Racing with Rene Earhart. In 12th there for Cutting Corny TCR team. I've lost where my cursor is. There we go. 13th will be PVG for Result X Pure Sims. Stephen Walker off 14th for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. 15th will be Demis Tigchular for TRL Racing Forces. Stefan Goebel, nice qualifying there for you for VTS Esports. Anthony Hilton, top AM class driver on 17th for Mellow Motorsport. Martin Shirley off 18th for RD Simsport. Max Nevinchani 19th. Carl Hardy off 20th for Result X Pure Sims. David Ayres off 21st for Safeguard by Result. Darrell Wright off 22nd for Safeguard by Result. Daniel Lewis 23rd for SRL. Dietmar Hoos off 24th for Cutting Corny. 25th will be can't find him. Fiona for her even for Work Guard by Result. Chris Dixon off 26th. Work Guard by Result. Spencer and we're going racing. JB Deju brings up the rear of the field, and I'm going to find a better camera than that.
Come on, JB, get a
Oh,
good
Pete
start,
Newman
lad.
didn't go. Pete Newman has bogged down.
Oh,
Alex Sevillano Lado.
Oh, Miguel flew by like a dose of salt. Did you see that?
I did. Right, everybody's away. Nobody's crashed.
Oh,
But
no,
Pete
this is,
Newman not having the best of times, and Sam
he
Blees up the hill is gone. He's gone.
where's he gone?
Everywhere he's gone.
Oh, heck.
So he's
Come on,
out
Sam.
in the lead. Yep, he's doing it.
Do you know what tyres he's got on?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Thank you. Let's go and find the tyre thing. There's the tyre thing. Oh, we've got a split. We've got half the league, half the racers on dries, Alan. What is going on there?
Well, they're hoping for the dry line.
Yeah, Simon Trendle's the first of them, and he's doing all right at the minute. Let's hope he can stick it on the tarmac long enough
It's
to make a
dangerous
difference.
stage for them, and if they can keep pace, they're doing very well because it's very treacherous on those slicks on this.
It certainly is. But everybody seems to have got round.
That's
That's
down
good.
to pure skill.
Yeah.
The skill of these drivers, Pete. Honestly, it is.
So-
I tell you.
Some of the super fast drivers, Alan, are on dry tyres. So Simon Trendle, Miguel Freitas, Stephen Walker.
They're gambling.
They are gambling. Spencer McCarthy, who did his entire qualifying on dries, has gone out on wets. What on earth is going on?
Oh dear.
Side
I
by
don't know.
side. Oh my word.
Oh,
Jura Larkinen was side by side with Pete Newman for a very long time there. Darrell Wright, what's going on with you? Oh!
Daryl.
We
Oh,
were
that's
on board.
unfortunate.
Yeah, we were on board with him in
Oh.
practice or qualifying, one of the two, and he did very
Sam's
well.
just chucked in a hot lap.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, he has, yeah. That's nice.
He's really making hay while the sun is shining. Ho ho.
Andrew Littler, good evening to you. He can't join us tonight. He's working nights in
No.
Telford.
He's working. I was
That's-
going to say,
work-
yes, missing our
Ooh.
Andy, and
Work's overrated, mate.
he's got to pay he's got to keep a roof over his head and his family.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, but we missed him last night. He wasn't there for the MX5. It was a
Ah,
big miss. And, yeah. While he's got this job on at the moment, we're not going to get any racing out of our Andy, unfortunate.
He used to take his rig with him, didn't he? But I don't know
Yes,
whether
but
he's
he's
still
working.
Oh, he's
That
actually
was-
working, right? Okay.
He's working nights.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
He's in charge of us building sites. That's what he does.
Look at this, Sam Smith. Oh, you
Whoa.
legend! You legend! You're catching. Go on.
Third,
Yeah.
and Tony in fourth.
Yeah, what is going on for Racing Forces? This is brilliant because Alex Lado has just wrested the lead out of Sam Bleeze's hands, but I don't know for how long because they're in this run to the chicane.
Oh,
Oh my!
hey,
He's done it! He's done
oh.
it! He's going to block it off. Oh, where the hell did Sam
Oh,
Smith go?
piece of driving. This is just
Oh, Sam's
awesome
coming
stuff
back.
in these conditions.
Sam's coming
And,
back.
and Sam's there, just ready to lap up anything that comes his way.
He's having it. He's got it. He's done it. And look at Sam Smith, desperately trying to go, and he's got a sketchy connection, but he's.
Oh, this is amazing racing in these conditions. It's amazing
is.
racing in any conditions.
So all these cars at the front
Goodness me.
here are on wets. All 4 of the cars in your picture right now are in wets. The first
Oh,
car
no,
on
keep it
dries.
outside.
First car on dries is Simon Trundle, and someone's gone off track, and it's Casper.
Oh, come on.
Casper's back on. Oh, that's a nice rejoin. Very
Yeah.
nice, very safe. Love that. That's excellent. Well done to Casper.
And,
Oh, touching is not good in the rain, boys. Touching is not good in the rain. He'll have.
this is a tight little bunch here.
Yeah, Alex will be pointing to the area on the Dole where the nasty man touched him at the end of this race, I think.
Tony's really trying to close the gap. Look at
Yeah.
it'll be another Racing Forces car. It'll be 3 in the top 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7. 3 Racing Forces cars in the top 7.
Yep, it's really good to see. Really good to see. In fact, it's 4. It's 4. Gerald Larkinen's back here as well. He's in the top 7. He is top 7. He's number 7.
Wow.
That's really good. Ooh, what's going on here? Anthony Hilton in the thick of this. Racing ahead of
Yes.
and with multiple previous champion Stephen Walker. And Spencer on his wet tyres. Who'd have thought Spencer would go out on wet tyres in the wet? Who'd have thought that? He's up 14 places, and Pete Newman has bailed out.
Oh, goodness.
And I don't know why at this point in time, unless he jumped the start. I think that has to be it. I think this is a drive of shame.
Drive through. It did. It wasn't the best start we've ever seen by him, was it?
No, he bogged down, but I think he must have got off the clutch and then got.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's just choked it out. So.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. So Alex Lado now leads this race from Sam Smith. Do not adjust your sets if you're an iRace Esports fan. He is in second place and he's doing a brilliant job.
Oh, he's got blink.
He's sketchy, isn't he, on the connection? Anthony Hilton, you are doing a brilliant job here. Holding it round the outside, and he's going to keep this. He's going to keep this round the outside because that Audi is good off corners. And he may still keep it going out of here. Maybe not. Oh, that Audi grunt is there for him. He's going to keep pace with Stephen Walker at the very least.
He's doing a grand job.
Look at it. He's got the toe of that Veloster as well now.
He's right in semi-pro land, isn't he?
He's right on the cusp of it, isn't he? Yeah. Kasper Smirnov making his way back through.
This is tight racing in these conditions.
Sorry, that isn't Stephen Walker, that's Spencer.
Oh,
My apologies, that is Spencer leading this group. Sam Smith has just put up the fastest lap of the... Oh, no, he hasn't. Simon Trundle just snatched it from him. And Simon Trundle is on dry tyres.
unbelievable. As soon as that line dries, he's going to be off like a dose of salt.
And I think that's his gamble. Actually, Mr. Hussein says one of the things he's learned is the Audi grunt is no more, Alan. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I didn't. Right, thank you for that.
That's interesting. Was that the leakage build then?
I guess it must have been, because it used to be
Ooh,
absolutely...
It was. Yeah, only a few weeks ago.
Yeah, look at this though. So Miguel Freitas, who is on dries, he's dropped back a few positions. I don't think he's going to be too bothered, but he's been caught by fellow pro driver Jamie Jeffrey, who started well behind him. And Miguel is still hoping for this dry line to suddenly appear, so that he can do something with it. It's 12 minutes of racing to go. And Anthony Hilton, what a great drive so far for you. 10th place at the minute, Alan.
Yes, and looking good for it.
Yeah.
He's looking very comfortable in there. He's in with some very fast chaps. And
Oh, Pete Van Gool, look at that. Is he going to go straight on?
oh,
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Bit late on the old break.
Bit too late, yeah. Anthony Hilton does a little giggle as he goes through.
Yeah, he'll be enjoying that.
Yeah. Alex Cebolano-Ledo just puts up the fastest lap of the race on a 1:37.15. 9 seconds slower than a dry lap.
It
Right.
just goes to show you.
Stefan is on dry tyres and has fallen back a fair way. Well, I say a fair way, 5 positions. He's not dropped back as much as the likes of Pete Newman, who's already done a drive-through.
Well, Carl Hardy's on dries as well, which is probably why he's in 20th
Yeah.
instead of 6th where he's been recently.
But I think we might end up with these dry-tyred, dry-shod cars coming back again later in this race.
Well, I mean, that's the gamble everybody's taken, isn't it, Pete? I mean,
Yeah.
it's very clear, and they've got 10 minutes for a dry line to come and make the difference.
Yeah.
Will it happen?
Here's
Will it
Demis.
happen?
Yeah, here's
Well, I
Demis.
tell you, the dry line will occur quicker
Yeah,
with this amount of traffic on here, so
that's true, actually. Yeah, no, I hadn't thought of that. So Demis Titular making his way through on, well, hopefully Pete Van Gool in his mind. Stephen Walker is the geodesic car that's with them. Lights have gone off on the cars, which is odd. So that means that the brightness has increased. And they've all gone off. So yeah, the brightness of the track has increased. That's very strange, isn't it? The cloud cover must have reduced. Oh! That is Pete Van Gool and Stephen Walker getting together. There wasn't much in that, to be honest.
no, I think the cars will be okay as well.
Yeah, just a bit of an argument on a corner, really.
Very slow motion contact.
And given
Should
the fact
be
that it's
okay.
raining, I would be expecting on a technical track like this a lot more crashing, and we've had
I know,
virtually
it's
none.
sensational.
Yeah.
It's sensational standard of piloting by these chaps. Let me tell you, they're flying around there, and
Yeah,
I can't believe how close the driving is under the confidence of these guys.
Oh, nice save, nice
hold it
save.
back. Oh, goodness me, these guys are acrobats behind the wheel.
That was
They really
excellent.
are.
Well done to both drivers, actually. That was Demis
Oh.
Titular in the Veloster and Kasper Smirnov with the save of the century in the Honda. Plant the gas, that's all you need to do. Meanwhile, at the front, Alex Cebolano-Ledo leads, I should say, this race by just 0.4 of a second over Sam Smith, who is still there in that iRace Esports Honda. And I think he's going to threaten for the win here. If his connection can stay with him, that is.
Yes. This-
And that is Sam Blees, multiple previous champion there, threatening in third and gaining. He is gaining. I have to
He's
say,
a slick overtaker, but he's running out of time, so he needs to get himself up there. But I don't know. Sam's got plenty of pace.
yeah, he does. And speaking of slicks, this is the first boy on them, which is Simon Trendle. He's on dry tyres. He's just done the fastest lap of the race, and he's catching this group of 4. So I think you are absolutely correct, Alan. I think this dry line is going to appear for him, and I think he's going to be like Moses. He's just going to find that the wet parts itself in front of him, and he's going to come through. Look
He's
how fast
using
he's
the
caught,
curve.
Sam. Oh
He's
my
getting a
God.
little bit. Look how he's on the curb. He's getting a little bit of grip off the curb now.
Yeah. I mean, I've not driven in the wet at all, really. You've done far more than me, so you'll know much
Some of the
more about
curbs
this.
are grippy and some of them aren't, but these are definitely with the drying conditions.
Yeah.
He's getting grip off the curbs. He's way on the curbs, and that's a good sign because he's clearly getting a lot of grip off
Look
it.
at that,
They're
look at that.
all
Oh my
way on
God.
the curbs.
And as Navid has just said on the chat, Simon is 8/10 faster on this lap.
Unbelievable. Wow,
Just
flying.
stunning.
Absolutely flying. And
Miguel
Yeah.
as well. Miguel is just doing the same thing in the background. Here comes Miguel.
unbelievable skill. Unbelievable skill to do this.
Yeah.
You're inputs on the pedals and the wheel peel have just got to be so smooth.
Yeah.
Honestly, unbelievably smooth.
Oh, we've got a fight here. This is for the
You
lead.
can't, you cannot put any kind of a fast reaction in onto
No.
the brakes or into the steering input. You've got to be, it's like eggshells.
Yeah.
You're on eggshells with it.
Driving in the rain is like making love to a beautiful woman. For those fast show fans out there.
Well, this is a fast show. Look at this. They're going
I
off
know.
the coppers.
That's a good point. That's good. I like that, Alan. Thanks. Oh, Casper Smirnoff, fastest lap of the race. Oh, and then Stephen Walker right behind him. Right,
Oh.
so the fastest lap is being exchanged by the dry, tired drivers now. So anybody on wets, you're at risk. You are at risk. And here comes Simon Trendle. And Miguel. Oh, there's loads of them. Oh, Sam. Oh, no, Sam. Stick it on the track, mate. You were doing so well.
Ooh.
Yes. Right, so Simon Trendle's just gone from 4th 1 lap ago to 2nd, nearly 1st, in 1 lap, Alan.
Yes.
Oh, my God. And Big Miguel Freitas, here he comes.
Well, you can see the line appearing.
He can, actually, yeah. Let's go on board with it. Let's see what we
And
can see.
once it appears, that's curtains for the wet tyre guys.
Yeah. Yeah, you can actually see that dry line. It's not so obvious going over this little brow of the hill here, but it's definitely
You
there.
can see it on the right
Oh,
hand side.
and
there,
Simon Trendle has just taken the lead into that braking zone. He's got it.
Oh, this is awesome performance by Simon.
To sweat
This
that
is
out.
so calculated.
Yes.
So thought through and incredibly beautifully executed. It's the thing of beauty.
It is. That's magnificent. Fastest lap of the race, though, still sits with Stephen Walker here. Also on dry tyres.
And doing his best to catch his brother,
Uh,
who is still in 5th position.
oh, yeah, that's a point. His brother's like miles up the track ahead of him. But we won't dwell on that too much until we get to the interviews, and we'll rib him later. Miguel is very, very quickly catching Tony Walker, who we were just talking about.
Well, we can see that there's definitely a bit of
Oh,
there's a bit of something happening for the slicks now. So
Yeah.
it's not all over, but you can the wet tyres are good for a few laps.
Yeah.
In the dry, they're okay for a few laps, then they get hot and disintegrate.
So we've got about 3 minutes to go, and Simon Trundle is starting to check out. He's got a 2-second lead already over this group of 3 cars. Why have I not got the track map up and the battle box up?
I don't think Miguel can get any more now.
I think Miguel's going to get Tony. There we go. Nearly done.
His line's got
Tony's
full
fighting him.
75
Come on, Tony.
Ooh.
Give him some steak.
Oh, come on, Tony.
Miguel will like
Give it your
Miguel will like
best.
the battle. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
nicely
nice.
done by the pair of them.
Yeah, very nice. That's Pete Newman in the background
Yes,
there.
Pete.
Yeah, trying to find a bit of wet track to drive on to try and cool his probably overheating now. Wet tyres.
Yes, yeah. So I think there's still plenty of water out there for the wets. We're still chucking them an awful lot of spray.
Yeah. Right, what's going on back here with... oh, that's a bit touchy-feely there between Stephen Walker and Jamie Jeffrey. Oh, jeez. Who's on what tyres here? Stephen Walker should be bossing this one because he's on the dries now, and we've already identified that they have come to the performance edge. And he's gone. Look at that, he's gone.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable, that. We've got battles everywhere down the field at the moment. So this is a 3-way battle with Anthony Hilton, Stefan Goebel, and Chris Needham there, previous champion in this series, but in GT4. He's still loving his racing in the TCR though, and you can't fault that. Look at what he's racing with here. It's brilliant, isn't it? And then we've got this going on behind. Demis Tigchela a bit offline there, to be fair, with Carl Hardy coming through. Carl Hardy on dry tyres.
It should be It's making ground, but it's a bit late in the day.
It is, isn't it? He's got Renee Earhart cutting corny car in front of him. He is the furthest forward cutting corny car at the moment. And that is Carl Hardy. Got that done.
Sam's got in front of. Sam's got in front of Sam Blees.
Sam is in front of Sam. Sam was already in front of Sam.
Was he?
Yeah.
Goodness me. I thought he got knocked out into fourth place. I'm glad he hasn't.
Don't know.
Oh, come on, keep on.
Yeah. He may have done, I suppose. Simon Trundle, though, only got a 6-second lead now.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, I tell you, as soon as that bit of that dry line appeared, goodness me,
I know.
he's gone.
It's like a whippet. Tell Carl to lose the anchor and get a shift on now, says Andy Littler.
It's
Oh, look at that.
It's not been his race tonight.
Battle of the Sams, this is. And Sam Blees is on that wet line on wet tyres, so I think he's going to just about squeeze ahead of Sam Smith. But here comes Miguel. You said you didn't think he was going to get any more positions. Well,
I didn't think he was going to get past these two, but
I think
he's
Simon
there
Trundle's Simon Trundle's going to get over the line for another lap, so I don't know whether anybody's going to get caught out on fuel.
Oh, Miguel's done Sam.
Has he? He's done one Sam. He's got another Sam to do. So we're going on to the last lap now, folks. Last lap.
Oh, this is perilous stuff now. Can Miguel get past Sam? Oh, my word. This is tight stuff.
Well, can he get
And
past
this
Sam
matters.
and
This is,
catch Alex? Ooh,
This is
tasty
for a
prospect.
podium.
It is.
Oh,
Oh, look at him. He's always down the inside it.
To the moon.
Ah!
Oh, my word. Can he stick it? Can
yes,
he stick it?
No, yes, no. I want to say yes,
Oh,
but I'm going to say no.
oh, goodness me.
Everything's tense. Ah!
Oh.
Oh! Keep off the curbs. Oh, he's going to do him. He's going to do him. No, he's not. Oh, my God.
Oh, crikey.
God.
So, well, they all got a good release from the corner, so
Ooh,
this is going to be a drag race. And
it is. I thought that Miguel would just be straight through, but look at Sam Smith. He's having a bit of this again. Oh, who's that? Carl Hardy's crashed. Like, big time. Big time he's gone. I'll show that in a minute, maybe. Right, there's battles everywhere, but I can't look away from this. This is just too good. Because we've got Demis, who's just tailgating Renee at the minute. Anthony Hilton, who's got PVG for company, but we've got this going on right now, so we're going to look at this because it's for the higher order points.
That's it.
Oh, here we go. Yes, it is. I would love to see what Simon Trundle's doing, but this is too close. Oh my God, Sam, please. Right, where's Simon? He's already over the line. Well done.
Finished and won the race in incredibly fine style.
Yeah, Alex is
Such
over.
a classic victory. Alex.
What the hell is that?
And
That's
now
Casper
he's going to
Smirnoff.
get the
What?
bottom step of the podium there. Goodness
That's
me.
brilliant. That's one of the best finishes I've ever seen.
I say.
That's
Oh,
ridiculous.
goodness me.
Oh my God. That's just amazing. Oh my
Crikey.
word.
That was a bit tasty.
Yeah, it was. Sam Blees managed to fend that off. I don't know how. As everybody else comes pouring over the line.
And Casper got past Sam Smith
He did. He did.
right at the doom. Oh, look
Oh,
at that.
I'm
Sam's down to
exhausted.
6th from 3rd.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't care how ill I am. I'm going to go for some grape juice. It's medicine. Medicine, please. Medicine calling. Have you got your medicine?
I do
Excellent.
indeed.
Good, good, good.
I'll be looking forward to slurping it all week.
Excellent. Good slurpage of medicine. Right, what am I
Yes.
doing now? Oh yeah, I'm doing click that button and then that button. Yay, it worked. So Simon Trundle, Simon Trundle won our first of tonight's races. It was just ridiculous, that race. It was brilliant. It's probably one of the best I've ever commentated on. That was class. He's won tonight for Team Chimera by a measly 9.5 seconds, Alan. That's nothing, is it? Really?
That's a stunning victory.
And then look at the next 4 cars. So Alex Savalano-Ledo managed to scrape a second there. 15 seconds, 0.2 behind. 15 seconds, 0.3. Was that you burping? That's brilliant. 15.3 seconds behind was Samblees. 15.3 seconds with a little bit extra was Miguel. So the top, your podium tonight was Simon Trendle, Alex Savalano-Ledo for TRL Racing Forces, and Samblees for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing.
Well,
How-
they earned it.
How Miguel didn't get on the podium, I have no idea. But there you go. First of tonight's Pro-Am drivers was Kasper Smirnoff, and he was nearly on the podium itself. Look at that, 15.3 as well. Unbelievable. Sam Smith,
Yeah.
who was in second for so much of that race, finished second in class, sixth on track, 15.6 seconds behind the leader.
Fantastic performance, though. What a
Brilliant.
race they put up there.
Just stunning.
That was so enjoyable. Well done, Sam.
And then Spencer McCarthy, seventh, switching to the wet tyres.
Spencer did well as well, didn't
Yeah.
they? They did well. And Stephen, they managed to pull back quite a lot, didn't they?
Yeah, his teammate in eighth there. Current reigning champion, Stephen Walker. His brother ended up behind him in ninth for Hydro Race Racing Forces, and his teammate, Jura Larkinen, in 10th. Tony Walker, I should point out, third in class. He got a podium in his class, so that's good.
Yeah, well earned as well, because he held a strong position all the way through that race.
Yeah. Jamie Jeffrey finished 11th after all that. He was in every battle on track. It was unreal for coupes and convertibles racing. Stefan Goebel finished 12th for VTS Esports. That's a handy position to finish in. Chris Needham in 13th for Air Smart Racing. And then the first of tonight's AM class drivers, Anthony Hilton there in 14th for Mellow Motorsport. 14th on track. And then 15th was Pete Van Gool for a Result X Pure Sims. Demis Chicchular in 16th for TRL Racing Forces. Rene Earhart 17th for Cutting Corny. All Cutting Corny fans, big cheer. Second in class and 18th on track for David Ayres in AM class for Safeguard by Result. Let me move this forward a little. 19th was Martin Shirley for RD Simsport. We used to see him a lot further up the field, aren't we, Alan? Martin Shirley.
Yes.
It's a surprise.
Certainly, he's got the pace.
Yeah, I think
but,
tyre
you
choice
know,
maybe on that one. Tyre choice.
Possibly. Perhaps he has not had any practice in the rain.
Yeah.
Perhaps he just didn't get, was stuck behind and couldn't make progress. Who knows?
Yeah, and then Dan Lewis, I finally got him showing it in the right class on the leaderboard. In 20th, but third in class in AM, so he gets himself a podium there for SRL. We saw that Audi on track quite a lot. Chris Dixon finished 21st for Workguard, which is actually a really good result.
Yeah, well done, Chris.
Very tidy. JB Dejoux in 22nd for BSTV. Dimar Hoos in 23rd for Cutting Corny. Max Nevinchani in 24th. Carl Hardy 25th. He'd hope for better, I think, for Result X Pure Sims, and his teammate Pete Newman after a drive-through in 26th. Darrell Wright in 27th for Safeguard, and then Fiona 28th tonight. I think that's the full grid.
Yeah, it's
it
a
is.
bad result for Result Pure Sims.
Yeah, but they are top of
25th
everything
and
at the minute.
Yes. Well, they've got a bit of leeway, haven't they?
Yes.
But they're both a lap down, so that won't. Don't see that really.
No, and the light starts to fade now, Alan. You can actually see it a little bit more. Lights are properly on now.
Yeah.
As in headlights. We are going to run.
Yes,
We're
indeed.
going to run to sunset, and I don't know how dark it's actually going to get because I've timed the session to finish at the point of sunset. So maybe we'll go a bit dark, a bit early. I don't know. This is a bit of a trial, to be honest. Andy Littler says, making me jealous. That looked brilliant. Well done, Chris Dixon and David Ayres. Yeah, very well done to both of them. They did well.
Well done to anybody that finished, to be honest.
Yeah.
Fantastic race.
Already in this warm-up session, we have times that are several seconds faster than in the race that has just happened, with Sam Smith doing a 1:34.6. Pretty remarkable time, actually.
I think he likes, it'd be fair to say he likes this circuit.
Yes. Let's definitely go with that. So your starting grid for the feature race tonight: a 40-minute race with a mandatory pit stop. Well, I say mandatory; they're pretty much got
Reverse
to.
grid, of course.
Reverse
so we've got
15.
a reverse, haven't we? Was it 14 or something? Pete?
15, because
15.
Pete Van Gool's prize for finishing 15th is to pole it on this one for Result X Pure Sims. Anthony Hilton goes off second. He's got a front row start for Mellow Motorsport.
Fantastic.
Chris Needham goes off third. Fourth will be Stefan. Jamie Jeffrey will go off fifth. Joe Larkin off sixth. Tony Walker T will go off seventh. Stephen Walker, current reigning champion, off eighth. Spencer even will go off ninth. Sam Smith off 10th. Kasper Smirnoff off 11th. Miguel Freitas off 12th. Let me move this forward. 13th will be Sam Blees. 14th will be Alex Savlano Lado. 15th will be Simon Trendle. Demis Titular off 16th. 17th will be Rene Earhart. David Ayres off 18th. 19th will be Martin Shirley. Daniel Lewis off 20th. I can see someone flashing their lights in the distance, but we can't see it on the screen, so that's great. 19th will be Martin Shirley. Daniel Lewis off 20th. 21st will be Chris Dixon. JB Dejoux off 22nd. 23rd will be Dietmar Hoos. Max Nevin Chaney will go off 24th. 25th will be Carl Hardy. 26th will be Pete Newman. Darrell Wright will go off 27th, and Fiona will go off 28th. And there's a few people, Alan, who are going to have to do a recovery drive all the way through this field. Oops. It's going to be a massively interesting race, this one.
Well, yes. Well, we've seen the pace. We've got a dry track, but we're going into darkness.
We are. No, that's not a good angle, is it? That's a better angle. There we go. I'll find a camera that works for us. It sounds like there's a car in the pits, but I don't think there's anybody in there. I think that's the pace car. I set the gridding reset quite late there, so we've got a few minutes to burn. Andy Little says, Backfire, you have a cabin full of work colleagues watching the next 30 minutes whilst having a break. All right, okay. Hello, everybody in the cabin where Andrew Littler is. Let's have some names. If I know anybody that works in a cabin, everybody's got very funny nicknames, so let's have some of them. May have a few new sim racers. Really? We got some fans then with Andy Littler at the minute. That's good.
Well, yes. Get them now.
David,
get them in their rigs.
Yeah,
Come
David
on.
Ayres, you need to have your eyes poked because you are flashing your lights. Stop it. Bobby, right? Okay. Hopefully not a policeman. Let's see. Don't like policemen.
Andy used to be a Bobby, I'll have you know.
Did he?
He did.
Did he? Alex, stop it. Right.
Whoa, whoa, lights.
Right, here we go. Right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A ridiculous situation is about to start. We've got a dry track.
Oh,
I'm going to put the
come
tyres
on,
up
he could
eventually.
start it.
Stefan, go on, Stefan.
Oh, Pete tied up a bit.
He did. He bogged down. Anthony Hilton, you legend. He's away. There's a bit of moisture on the track, mind.
Yes.
Oh, who's that gone wide? Is that Tony? No, it wasn't Tony. I don't know who that was. Oh, it was Jura. Jura went, a bit wide, a little bit wide. Doing a bit of gardening, trimming the verge. Right, let's have a look.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep talking, Alan. I'm going to try and find where the tyres are. Tyres.
We need.
Who's on what?
Nice
Everybody's on dries.
Dry tyres, but there's still a bit of moisture on the track.
There is.
There's plenty rising up. Some people have to use their wipers.
Anthony
so
Hilton.
to make
Anthony Hilton's in a different race.
Well, he had such good pace. In
Oh,
the
Sam
first
Smith!
race.
Sam Smith! Oh,
Look at
what
that.
a rejoin!
Save.
Well done.
These guys.
Legend.
Beautiful. That was beautiful.
Was.
If you've never done that in one of these cars, treat yourself and have a go at it because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting the back end to come back in like that, it really feels great in the car when you pull it off.
Pete Van Gool is going to be visiting the pits because his car is absolutely mullered on the right hand side. I don't know what's got him. I'll find it and I'll show it.
Well, yes. He had that poor start and got swarmed, didn't he?
It wasn't that. It was this.
Oh, crikey.
So he's coming through the S's. It's going to be the left-hander and he's going to hit the outside wall.
Oh, there it goes.
And it's fishtailed and he's hit it. There you go. Right, so that's what happened there.
Oh, that's a shame because he was making good ground there,
Yeah.
recovering his situation.
In the pits. And who is that? Tony Walker.
Oh,
It's the grey you want to be on, mate, not the green. And that's Kasper Smirnoff who wants that position from him.
yes. And Casper doesn't hang about, so
No.
he's a busy man to have on your bumper.
Hello to Bobby, obviously. Especially if he's a policeman. And I never said that about policemen, Andrew, honestly. I love them all. Especially the ones that arrest me. Right.
Oh, especially the ones that retired.
Oh, yeah, or lady military police. I've just got a thing for them. Anyway, right. Down here. Oh, that's a bit, yeah, naughty.
Wow, look at this, side by side, these racing forces cars are really putting on a show for us tonight.
They are. This is Demis Chigchar in the Veloster being chased by Gerald Larkinen. David Ayres and Carl Hardy going at it here with Daniel Lewis.
I'm hoping that they bring each other up the field. Carl's got by David.
I don't know that that's going to happen. 3 wide going into the chicane is not a good equation. David has pulled out of that.
Yeah, fed through there very nicely. Side by side through there is doable, but it's not comfortable.
Yeah, so 1 lap, and Naveed has just reminded me to have a look at who's the movers and shakers. Stephen Walker and Spencer McCarthy, both Geo drivers, up 6 places each. However, Kasper Smirnoff, not a Geo driver, up 6 places, and then Sam Blees up 7 at the moment. He's brought Simon Trendle with him, 1 position further back. Jamie Jeffrey not handling Road Atlanta as well as he normally does other tracks at the moment. So we'll have to see what happens with him as the...
I don't know. 7th place, he's right in the thick of things.
He is. He's lost a couple of positions over the course of the first lap and a half, though. 2 laps, sorry. 2.5 laps.
Not something you see very often, Pete.
No, it's not. He's usually right in the thick of the pointy end of the field.
But Sam's still there. He's hanging on, and
Andy Littler says he's got my number.
Tony's doing well again.
Oh,
Yeah, again,
there we go. That's more like the Jamie Jeffrey that we know.
Oh.
And there's a little bit of touching, a little bit of inappropriate touching there. And he's had to give best there to Sam Blees. And this is where it's happening. Look at this, Sam Smith.
This is, yeah. Simon is just.
Simon didn't want any part of that.
Yeah, he's just.
Oh, and he's got it.
cautious,
He's got
isn't
it.
he?
He's got it.
Yeah, he's just. I don't think he thinks there's any need to rush.
No, no.
Because the pace he showed in that first race, he doesn't need to be rushing around. He could take his time and not risk anything.
Yeah, here
Because
comes.
we're very, very early in this race.
Yeah, well, here comes Miguel. Making his way through. He's only lost positions actually so far. I know he's new to the Elantra because he only switched to it. Was it yesterday?
Crikey.
Yeah.
It takes a bit of getting used to. Any new car does.
It does, yeah.
And the Elantra is just handled differently from any of the other cars he's been in, that's for sure.
Yeah, even for a legend like Miguel Freitas, actually. His teammate's rubbish, isn't he? Wobbly kneecaps. He's not even featured at all this season.
Don't see him wobbly and miss him.
Really?
Oh, well, I do, yeah.
Simon Trendle, you don't want to be on the grass because I assume that the grass is still wet and therefore cold and therefore going to cool your tyres down. So Sam Smith here giving him a real push, and Sam's got that position back. Or gone sketchy, right? That connection is not good for Sam Smith. Right, and then there's this rabble further back here. JB is leading this little battle. I need to put the battle box on the map up so that you can all see what's going on. PVG, who had to pit from for damage. Oh, I could hear braking car just then. I don't know who that was. Let's get back on the main. Oh, it was Max Nevin Channy. Right, we're going to have a look at this.
Oh,
As long
no.
as my screen stops moving on me.
Oh, no. Poor Max.
Yeah,
He hasn't,
it was something. Oh, my God. And he's going to get collected.
Oh!
I think that was Fiona. It was Fiona. So Fiona lost it, came back across the track and took out Max. So, yeah, a bit naughty. As in... Oh, and Sam Smith. What's happened? Oh, he's just literally done this. Whilst we were watching that replay, Sam Smith has done whatever this is. Oh, he's done the same thing as PVG. Ooh,
Yeah.
Nearly took out Simon Trendle, didn't. And then strobed his way to the left-hand side of the track, and then he's going to reset and go to pits. Right. So that's that one. So we got 3 in the pits for damage.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So unfortunate. He's been driving so well tonight. He was
So
really in contention.
these Geo drivers being mean to Anthony Hilton. Anthony Hilton was leading this race, and they've been meanies and taken his lead position away.
Well, if he can live with them, it won't do his experience as a driver or his points position any harm at all.
No, he won't. That in the background is...
He'll be trying because, you know, this is great, isn't it? He's in third. He's got two of the best racers out there.
But look
in
at
the world,
Anthony
in front
Hilton
of him.
though. I know he got a benefit from a reverse grid, but he's in third, and his next combatant is David Ayres in 20th. He's 17 positions ahead of second place in AM class.
Yeah.
Shows the benefit, Alan, of doing well in that sprint race.
Yes. Well,
Casper.
the nice reverse grid puts you in a good position.
It really does, yeah.
And the thing about Anthony is he's got a great pace and he can defend so well. And he proved it in the first race. He was right up there, competitive.
Yeah, we've got a major dry line now, and Tony Walker was not on it just then, and that's why he couldn't stop the car or turn it as well as Sam Blease could. So
No, we don't seem to have any particular handling problems at the moment, do we?
no, we don't. No, I mean it's not raining either. I don't know whether it's scheduled to rain again partway through this session.
Oh, if it rains now, that would be very interesting for the pit stops.
Yes, it would. Or if it rains after the pit stops and people go on to drives, that'll be even
Oh.
more interesting. Tres interest.
That
That's
would
what that'll
be.
be. Oh, Carl Hardy stepping out. Oh, and then there's something going on here with Pete Newman and Jura Larkinen. Pete Newman taking the extracurricular route through there.
You'll have got an X for that.
Yeah. JB Dijou. Come on, JB. Get stuck in. That's Martin Shirley. Oh, no, JB. Stay away from the wall. So Rene Earhart here. Well, this is a bit of a gaggle, actually, Alan. This is where everybody's at.
Yes, it's high and congested and very hard to make progress past people.
Yeah, Martin Shirley's doing a great job of it, though. And then, is that Carl? Yeah, Carl. Getting one over on Joe Larkin and JB following them through. That's nice.
Well, you shouldn't be able to get blocked here. This is a great circuit. There's room. You can you can create overtaking opportunities.
Yeah, I wonder if Rene Earhart is missing that Veloster.
Oh,
As
possibly.
Yeah, as Stephen Walker does the fastest lap of the race, although I say that and he's just absolutely smashed that position there. Yeah, Stephen Walker just posted the fastest lap of the race at 1:28.63, 2/10 faster than the car behind him, Spencer McCarthy, his teammate in Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White. These two are away to the races, and they have a whopping now 3.2 second lead over this boy. Legend Anthony Hamilton. I say it every bleeding race. Anthony Hilton.
Well, Anthony's absolutely flying.
Yes, he is.
And, you know, this has been his story this season. He's absolutely punched above his weight in every race. He got my driver of the meeting a couple of weeks ago because he was just so awesome, and he's just carrying on being awesome.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Sadly, Sam Smith is out of the race. Out.
Well, that is disappointing for Sam because he was having an absolute sparkling evening, wasn't he?
He was, yeah, it was good. What's going on here with Miguel? He's found. This is two champions racing together. You get the difference there. For a minute there were rooster tails off Miguel's car, but not off Chris's. You get onto that dry line and the rooster tail disappears. So we've got a definitive dry line here. Not sure.
Yeah,
what
so you better be on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, these guys are very good. The racing line is the dry line, of course, and these are very good at keeping hold of the racing line.
Yes, they are.
Like me, who can barely recognise it.
I need binoculars to see it most of the time. Right, we've got purple sectors in different sectors for all different drivers. Sam Blease was on the last lap, fastest in sector 3. Spencer McCarthy was fastest in sector 4 on a purple. And then Stephen Walker was fastest in sector 2 on a purple. That's just been stolen now by Spencer, who has some toe off Stephen. So this might be a lovely points haul for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White.
Valentine is doing a cracking job of keeping Casper at bay, you know.
Yes, he is, yeah.
You know how fast Casper is?
Yep. They're in this group here. So light is fading now. Let's jump on board with somebody. Let's jump on board with Casper. I can hear him giggling already. So still getting the spray on occasion from the car in front. Not too much. The skies are pretty much blue in this sunset. Anthony Hilton coming out of that corner a bit out of shape. In the tow now. Are we flat through this? Yeah, we're flat through the last corner now, Alan.
Yeah. Yes, I think on the racing line, on that dry line, Pete, they can do that.
Yeah, later on the
How do you
brakes,
get around
maybe.
now? You can't get off the racing line now. It's exactly the opposite. As before.
Yeah.
You couldn't get on the racing line. Now you can't get off it.
Yeah. Through this chicane at the top of the
So
hill.
Casper didn't go side by side through any of that section.
No. Certain death lies left and right.
He's looking for a good exit off one of these corners so he can get a sweet overtake, a nice, just carry a bit more pace through and not have to do anything silly offline.
Showing his nose in the mirrors of the car in front, but Anthony Hilton doesn't seem to be fazed by that.
Better look at the hairpin, maybe.
Maybe,
He needs a good exit through here.
That Mellow Motorsport Audi doing a great job at the minute of staying ahead of Casper Smirnoff.
Yes.
Anthony is still bossing a podium position here, race podium position.
In lap 10, and that's very,
what the
very
hell?
good indeed. And you can't say enough about him, really. Except I doubt very much he's going to be in the AMS or wherever he is next year.
Yeah, so into the chicane here, and Casper had nothing for that Audi, nothing at all.
Yes, that's just the pace that Anthony's managing to keep up. You know, there's a little bit of toe down that straight, and Casper wasn't able to make anything of it.
No, and he's further away on this turn 1 than he was on the last turn 1. He's reined that in pretty good, actually. Just to, you know, make me look a fool.
But Anthony's wise to the move on the inside there.
Yep.
He's keeping his line beautifully. He's slightly wide when he needs to be. Just beautiful driving. Well, but great driving by the pair of them.
Yeah.
And look here, they didn't fall off because there's some very hungry people behind them.
Yeah.
Gobble them up.
This is Sam Blease leading from Jamie Jeffrey, leading from T, leading from Simon Trendle, and this has been going on for a few laps actually. Stefan and Chris Needham. It was Stefan, Chris Needham and Miguel, but Miguel's checked out now. He's 4 seconds up the road from these two.
Jamie's gone past now. Jamie's made a move.
Oh, Stefan, that's a bit too over-enthusiastic on the brakes. Yeah.
It's the battle of the Audis, is it?
No, that's an Elantra passing the Audi there. Oh my god, this is chaos! Oh my god, I thought they were all gone. I thought that was Skittles. Oh dear, there was definitely touching, and that's Casper getting inappropriate touching with Simon there. And who's that behind him?
Yes, I'm expecting Simon to do something clever, aren't you?
Yeah. Casper's not happy about that. But for me, that was a bit of TCR racing.
Now, because we're looking at, we're going to be looking at pit stops soon, aren't we? I'm surprised we haven't seen any.
We've seen none, which is I think they're sweating it out, Alan. I think they dare not go in off these dry tyres in case it rains.
Good point, Pete. Now, yes, indeed. Are they thinking that? But they've got the map. They can see if there's rain due.
Can you see that while you're racing?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Right, I didn't realise that.
You can see it on your black boxes, the weather prediction.
Oh no! You told me this. You told me this about 3 races ago. Yeah. Oh right, here we go. The first one's in, and it's Alex Lado, and he's on his way out already. And he's gone out on dry tyres.
Wow.
So
Yes, very confident.
yeah, so he's not changed his tyres. Now that'll be a benefit to him in time. However, will it be a benefit to him overall? Oh, Jamie Jeffrey. That's lovely. Nicely done. Round the outside there.
Yeah, well, Jamie is finding a bit of pace at the moment. He's recovering some of his form, isn't he? And he's moved well up in 4th place.
Yeah, he's got Sam Blees in front of him.
Yeah, well, if he's closing down on Sam, isn't he?
Yeah.
So that takes some doing.
Yeah.
Because Sam's not hanging around.
No. Stefan Goebel to pit lane now as well.
Yes, now saw that Elantra going by the Audi, and I thought the Audi would have the edge of it for top speed going down the straight and everything, but it didn't.
No, if you're carrying enough momentum, I think, in the Elantra, you're okay. Oh,
Well, I
JB
think
Dejoux
that's
is
good.
out.
I think we were watching the Audi not having the poke that it used to have.
Oh no, what happened to JB? This was a little bit ago, I missed it. Oh! That's a cutting corny car.
Ouch.
Oh no, that's not a good place to be.
Oh!
I'm going to reset. Yeah.
In the nick of time. Well done, JB.
Yeah.
But that's unfortunate.
It is. It is. That was a strange one. It looked a bit hooky. I think there should be an apology knocking around there somewhere. Because that was not a pass done safely. Right,
Ooh,
so...
now. It's Pete looking for Demis.
Yeah, that was what was going on there. This is Dietmar Hoos chasing down Chris Dixon. If we have a look at the class standings,
Chris is running 19. He's doing fantastic drives.
doing really well.
In fact, these AMs, look at them. Look at Dan and David, Chris. They're all 17, 18, 19. I've seen fantastic drives.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make Anthony Hilton a pro driver next week, obviously. But if we go,
I think it's shooting his bolters and AM, that's for sure.
yeah. But if we look at the standings in the classes, you can see that Anthony Hilton currently leads AM class by 31.5 seconds, and then it's very close after that in the AM class. In the Pro Am, Tony Walker is only 0.2 of a second ahead of Kasper Smirnov, and then there's some big jumps in that one. And the same at the top of the Pro class, Stephen Walker is only half a second ahead of his own teammate, and then they've got a big jump back to Sam Blees. So similar themes all the way through, Alan.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, it's exciting stuff.
Yeah. Pete Newman here is getting the Carl Hardy treatment.
Spencer's just put forward the purple. Yeah, so he's flying and he's trying to make things uncomfortable for Stephen, but of course, same team. So.
And I suppose Stephen Walker, current reigning champion and currently the leader of the championship, will have finishing rights over Spencer.
You would think so.
Yep.
And, Yeah, I mean, traditionally these guys do race, but they're in a team, and it makes sense to put your leading driver if he can get the extra couple of points, give him a chance because he could win the championship again the way he's going.
Yeah, easily.
Despite the fantastic opposition that he's got this season, there's some amazingly good drivers out there, and the fact that Stephen's leading again is just shows the quality of the man.
It does. Right, let's have a look and see if we can get the tyres on here and the laps. Don't want to fill up your entire screen, folks, but we've got quite a few cars that have been into the pits now.
But nobody at the sharp end.
No.
Who's the fastest we've got? Who's gone in?
Pete Newman or Alex? Alex was in very early.
So Pete's gone at 14, so
early.
that seems like a reasonable time, doesn't it? He's just had a couple of laps, so... Okay, so he'll be looking for some clear track.
He will.
Has Pete got some clear track? That's what we want to know.
Pete Newman, let's have a look.
Oh, that looks pretty good for him, doesn't it?
It does. He's got quite a lot of track before he finds Chris Dixon. He's got an entire portion of straight all the way down to the chicane from here. You can see Chris Dixon in the distance there, so a nice bit of clean track. Good opportunity to get some good lap times in, Alan.
Yes, bear in mind that he did put the fastest lap in quali.
Oh, that's true, actually. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Good call. Good memory. I'm completely addled. Sure, my brain is like 95 years old and the rest of me
It's
is...
all this beautiful
94.
Tavernavoonin that you buy for me.
Well, yeah.
Something on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Keeps me sharp.
Well, Spencer is really pressing Stephen Walker now. In a serious way,
Well, I'm
actually.
not surprised with purple laps to his name.
Yeah. Well,
But,
you say that, but Jamie Jeffrey put up a purple Sector 1 last lap. Actually, this lap. And Miguel Freitas put up a purple Sector 2. They are some way behind, 17 seconds behind these two. But
Yes.
who knows what will happen if it did rain again.
Oh, crikey. Yeah, well, that's we haven't had that, have we? We've not had this situation where a race has turned wet.
No, let's have a quick look and see what it should say. I need to get rid of that off there. Just one sec. Empty that off. So, we're now looking at no rain at all, Alan.
Right, well, I imagine that's
a little tiny bit of rain maybe in 10 minutes.
Precipitation. 5% chance.
Yeah, 5% chance, but still a chance.
Yes,
Right.
5% isn't much, but
No.
it could cause chaos.
It could. We'll have to
Because
see what
there's still a
happens.
lot of standing water. You can see the sprays coming up.
Yeah, off the dry
So
line.
it would get very wet very quickly.
Yeah, interesting. Lots of flashing lights as they come through the field. Still Stephen Walker leading from Spencer McCarthy. Geodesic
He's doing
Racing
very
White.
well. It's not for one to try and buy Spencer.
No.
He's
Cars.
he's certainly keeping. Hello, he's got it.
Stephen Walker has gone to pit road and
He's gone to the pits.
handed the lead over to his teammate Spencer McCarthy in Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White. Sam
well,
Blees is third.
Spencer's got clear track now
He has.
and lightning pace. Mr. Trendle is looking lively now in third, of course. He's popping ahead and he's got his pit stop to come. But last week he tried to do it without a pit stop.
Did he?
He got to the last lap.
Oh.
And it was only because somebody got over the line and made an extra lap. Otherwise, they would have had
Really?
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
and at Oran, it's touch and go, isn't it? Because it's a short lap. You can
Yeah.
actually quite easily stretch it for a lap. So you only need a couple of clean ones, like really quite clinical laps. and you
It
can
was a
do it.
brilliant ploy. Nobody saw it coming.
Right.
And yeah, he was going to win the race, that's for sure. And he ran out on the last lap. I mean, had the extra because it just timed that way, and it does sometimes. And It's did for him. The extra lap did for him. Unfortunately, if it hadn't gone to the extra lap, he would have won.
Yeah, Stefan. Who?
Come on, Stefan.
Yeah, why has all my other things gone? Is it because I went to a replay? It bins it off every time. Right, pit time. No, I want pit lap, and I want tyre compound. Everybody will be on dries though, right?
Everybody's on dry now. No, oh
my
no,
God.
No, that's not nice.
That
It's
was.
made a mess of those cars.
It really has. We're gonna have to watch that again because that was a real mess. That was.
You don't see contacts like that very often. do
No.
you?
Oh.
Oh, he's
Jesus.
off the wall.
So yeah, Stefan had already bounced off the wall once and has taken Demis Tigchalar out on the return journey. I mean, there's nothing that Stefan could have done. He's just lost control of it. So
Yeah, it's total passenger.
yep.
We've all been there bouncing off walls. Nothing you can do. You can put the brakes on. It doesn't know any difference.
Yeah, there's no point in the brake at that point. It just kind of
No.
almost makes the situation worse
Just
until
makes
he
it
stops.
worse if anything.
Yeah.
Unless you're a super braker who can just interval brake at 1,000
Yeah.
watts. Because yeah.
Well, we were live on
No,
that
that's
one.
unfortunate. Now here's Anthony, and Anthony's still in the top 10.
Yeah, I don't
He's
know.
just been taken by Pete Newman. He's one of the fastest drivers in iRacing.
Yeah.
So, and he's made him work for it as well. Come on, Anthony, you're playing a blind to me.
There we go.
Paul has moved up here.
Where's Carl?
We've got people in the pits. We've lost a few. We've lost Pete now, JB
Yeah.
and Sam, which is a bit of attrition that we don't really like to see, do we?
No, we don't. And that last crash was pretty emphatic, wasn't it? It was. So is that everybody in the pits? That's everybody pitted, right? Yes.
Yeah, and you know,
Full
we used to
field.
get these really exciting pit entries, didn't we? Where everybody would go in at the same time. Now they're all cleverer at it.
Yeah,
They've
yeah,
all got strategies going on, and they're thinking about things.
yeah. I'd love
Timing it so they can go out and come out on clear tracks perfectly.
So the closest battle at the minute is the lead, and it is Spencer now leading from Stephen after the pit stops. So Spencer's sold his teammate
Well,
a
he-
puppy there and got
Well, he
away
did
with it.
he had the clear tracks, and it was obvious he was going to go for it, wasn't it? He'd put up the purple. He'd been putting up purple laps, and clearly got a lot of pace. And
Yeah.
so he got that opportunity while Stephen came in the pit, and I thought he would get it. I thought he would just ease in front, but that isn't winning the race.
No, and one of my drivers of the meeting is going to be either Stephen or Demis, because after that massive crash, which was just, one person losing control of the car and the next person not being able to get out of the way of a car in distress, we'll call it. They have both pitted the car, done their fast repairs, and they're back out on track racing, and they haven't even dropped a lap. So, very well done to both of them. I think I'm going to choose one of them for my driver of the meeting, because it's so easy, isn't it, Alan, to have a crash like that and just lose all faith in it and just bin it off and
Despondent.
retire.
It's
Yeah.
very easy to get despondent. It really is.
I mean, we've seen some really good performances, but performances are not the same as attitude for me. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Right, cool.
And we have a lot of good performances, but we have the attitude that goes with it as well, because
Yeah.
nearly everybody will come back, and we see it time and again. And we get it from Miguel. He's such an example. I'll tell you, he's such an example, because it doesn't matter if he crashes, he'll still come back, and he'll still put it on in the last place of the race and come back in and still finish the race. He'll still come in here smiling.
Yeah.
And top drivers do it. If top drivers can do it, anybody can do it.
Exactly that. Yeah, it's example set, isn't it? Alex Sevillano later there, dispatching Carl Hardy quite easily, to be fair, at the end of the not straight on the back of the field.
Yeah, but he's got amazing pace tonight, Alex.
Yeah, he does. He does. You can still see the wet coming up off the tyres. No rooster tails, I understand, but there's still a bit of moisture on the track.
It just depends whereabouts you are, doesn't it?
Yeah.
As well, of course, these things vary a little bit. In some tracks, it can be retain a lot of water,
Yeah.
and on the other side of the track will be dried out. all about the terrain, the slopes. When it drains, when it's at Cadwell Park, it's like waterfalls.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're going up mountain climb or whatever it's called, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at this. Oh, what a sight this is in the dark. Nobody can see what's going on. It's scary as anything.
Yep. Magnificent scenes here. And Stephen Walker and Spencer McCarthy, after swapping positions in the pit scenario, or pit strategies or whatever, pit window, Stephen was putting a lot of pressure on Spencer just then. He'd come up with purple sectors. The purple sector at the minute, though, is coming from Alex Savlano-Lado in that TRL Racing Forces Veloster. He has a fastest of anybody, sector 2.
He's had pace all night. He was absolutely flying in the first race in the wet.
Yeah. And Anthony Hilton still holding on to a top 10.
I know.
Good man.
Yes. And I'll take your point about Stefan and Demis, but I'm not sure I can ignore Anthony's drive.
Well, yeah. Stefan keeping out the way of the cars lapping him at the minute, but I don't know. Just I mean, it's a different thing, isn't it? To have a crash and to bin it off and say, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
And have a crash and say, do you know what? There's still points on offer. There's still decent racing. I like racing with these people. I'm going to go back out again.
Yeah. And, of course, it's just as worthy of having the tip of the hat.
Oh, absolutely.
It is. As a fine performance, because people get involved in incidents. We want them to come back on and finish the races. We've got a great record of that. Our drivers are brilliant at doing that.
Right.
A
Okay.
lot of leagues, you'll lose off the drivers in a race because they'll crash out, and as soon as they're not going to win or position well, they go home.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Andy Littler's giving us an update from the cabin. I want to
right.
see this cabin, unless it's like
Well,
gonna,
he'll send you a picture.
contravene some, TV standards or something. But yeah, he says the cabin is
He should
voting.
see.
Chris Dixon has won their vote, and then he says, oops, cursed him. But they've now changed their decision in the cabin. So Bobby, Andrew, and whoever else is in there, to Anthony Hilton. So they're in agreement with you, Alan.
Right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, of course they're wise, and they.
In fact, I'm going to give the cabin an actual vote tonight. So if they can sort their shit out and sort out who they're going to vote for, that person is going to get a vote. So the cabin with Andrew Littler, sort yourselves out, give us a vote.
Yeah. We'll stick it on the rack.
We will. Right. So
It's a lovely idea.
isn't it just? Rene Earhart giving Flashy a run for his money here. This is David Ayres.
Yeah, it's an absolute brilliant scrap they're having.
Yeah.
They will be loving it. This is such a fantastic circuit. I love it. It's lovely to drive.
It's my
honestly.
favourite circuit to race on.
It's certainly in my top 10.
Yeah. It's been my favourite since Gran Turismo. Whatever year that was on the PlayStation, that was my track.
Right. Well, it was it was Gran Turismo that got me in love with Nürburgring.
Ah, right, really? That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Late on the brakes on the inside, he's got it done.
Well, that was smooth as you like.
It was. David Ayres was busy looking for his flash button. Failed him.
Now, Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel hunted down and has found Sam Blease. And that is Simon Trendle, not that far away in the future, I should say. Further down the track. This is going to be an interesting exchange because these guys have got many championships between them. All three of them.
Just a bunch of very successful
Yeah.
drivers. Well, look at out of the top 5 there, they're all champions.
Yep.
Like the top 6, only one of them's not a champion, former champion.
I think Jura Larkinen has just rested a place away from Martin Shirley further back. Yes, he has.
Oh, well done. That's not easy.
No.
Martin's a really good driver. Tough competitor. Proved it time and again now.
Just going to have a quick look at where they are at the minute. So, yeah, Jura pulling away from Martin Shirley at the moment. Go back.
Yeah, a lot of cars still out there, still going at it hard.
Yeah, still.
But, look at those amateurs. They're doing one for themselves, aren't they?
Yeah.
They've split up the pro-ams really well.
A lot, actually.
Infiltrated the pro-ams.
Yeah.
And we've got a couple in the top 10. Now, that's brilliant. And, what, 6 in the top 15. Fantastic performance by them. In
Very-
tonight's racing, that's really brilliant for them.
Very professionally done, actually. This is going to be the next burning platform, which is Sam Blees defending from Miguel Freitas towards the end of this race. This is for a top 5 position, so not shabby at all. Oh no! Oh no! What's happened here? This is Stefan. Who is that behind Stefan? Oh, Stefan's decided just to park it.
What was going off there? There was something.
Don't know. I think, I don't know. It's odd. And Chris Dixon's in the pits as well, but an unrelated situation, I think. Right, let's...
Oh, Chris, what are you doing in the pits, lad?
I know, yeah. Right, so this is going to go right to the end, I think. We've got 1.5 minutes left of racing, which is 2 laps around here because Spencer and Stephen are further around the lap than these guys. We're heading towards the bone of the pork chop. We've got 4 votes apparently in the shed, cabin, sorry, for Anthony Hilton.
Yeah, oh well, okay. In that case, I will go with somebody else.
Okay.
There's plenty of people that deserve something tonight.
Andrew Littler seems to think he has a casting vote. Ooh,
Oh,
this is
no.
on, this is on, this is another lead.
Come on, well, it's good. It's you know, it's obvious what's going to happen. Surely you knew that. He's going to try his best to come by. It's going to be a blood and guts finish to the end.
It
and,
really
and
is.
then,
White flag, white flag.
here we go, last lap.
Carl Hardy is in a bit of a squabble with Alex Lado further back, and Chris Needham is in a squabble with Dietmar Houst right now. And Chris Needham's got through on Dietmar. Anthony Hilton is thrashing it out here with Carl Hardy. I can only pray that Anthony Hilton sticks that out. As we go
Chris had a
for...
great drive last week. He did well out the reverse grid and
Yeah.
led for a long way in the second race.
Right, okay.
Just got hunted down in the last few laps.
So
He did.
these two geodesic racing white cars heading into the final half of the lap. Carl Hardy still giving pressure to Anthony Hilton. Hopefully Anthony can keep the pie man behind him, because he's done so well. He deserves
Go on, Anthony.
the top 10.
The skipper could afford to let you have this place.
As we watch
I'd like him to get his top 10.
the 2 leaders coming round. Sam Blees has just done the fastest lap of the race, the last lap, 128.11.
Crikey.
Ah, right. So, looks like Spencer is eventually going to wrest it from Stephen Walker. Good racing.
Oh.
Very good racing, right? Battles everywhere now. Battles everywhere all of a sudden. So, this is a battle for 3rd place. And it is red hot all of a sudden. I don't know what has happened here. 4th place,
Well,
sorry.
Jamie
Whoa,
Jamie had
what
it.
the hell? Jamie's got it. Jamie's got the 3rd place on the podium. But Simon Trendle, Sam Blees,
Simon
Miguel,
was-
and Casper all came over the line at the same breath. And then this is still going on. Anthony Hilton. Come on, Anthony. Not that I haven't got any favourites, but don't let Cloud pass you. Right, there we go. There we go.
Well, I
Nice.
have, and normally I would support Carl, but I wanted
Not
Anthony to
today.
have that top 10.
Yeah.
Fantastic drive by him, and you're going to get the vote from the shed guy.
Yeah.
So,
I
there you
think
go.
Martin Shirley's out of fuel because he's just let David Ayres go. Like, hugely let him go. Let's go on the cockpit.
Chris is still in the pits.
Oh, that's the wrong car. Yeah, he's out of fuel. He's nursing it. Yeah, you could hear it choking just there. Right, okay. And then Chris Needham, where are you? There we go. Oh, that was close as well at the end there with Daniel Lewis and Dietmar Hoos behind. Martin Shirley had to pull up at the end of the straight. Did you see that?
Crikey.
Can't get any more close than that, can you? Good grief. Wow. Good God. Right, so who did they vote for in the cabin? Have you good scraps with lately with him? David Ayres is a solid drive. Yeah, you're not getting that vote. So your cabin mates have voted for Anthony Hilton, so he's going to get a driver of the meeting vote from the cabin. Right, what else is going on here? Let's go and have a look at the finishing order, shall we? Because that's a pair of decent races, that, Alan. That was good.
Yeah, well, it could have been a disaster, and it turned out to be a sparkler.
Yeah, I mean, I think Stefan might decide otherwise. Don't know why he had to pull over, though. I'm not sure what was going on with that second
No, I don't.
phase.
Well, I think maybe there's something that happened before.
Maybe,
just
yeah.
prior, and we didn't see it. We didn't see what happened just prior. So
No,
there was obviously some kind of a story there. We just didn't see it.
absolutely. So, folks, your winner of the feature race tonight was Spencer McCarthy for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White, and he led his teammate over the line by just 0.3 of a second. Stephen Walker, the luckiest man ever to walk the earth. Jamie Jeffrey finished in the final podium position for coupes and convertibles racing. Simon Trendle, you can see how many yellow numbers are in that top 6 there. 5 of the top 6 are ex or current champions. Simon Trendle finished 4th for Team Chimera. Sam Blees finished in 5th for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. Miguel Freitas finished 6th for Impulse Racing. Then we had the first of tonight's Pro-Am drivers, Kasper Smirnov. Well done to you for Apex 1. 7th on track and 1st in class. And then T got across the line in 2nd in class. Yeah, Tony Walker. 8th overall for Hydro Race Racing Forces. And then we had Pete Newman over the line in 9th for Result X Pure Sims. Anthony Hilton in 10th, the first of the AM class drivers, got himself a top 10 for Mellow Motorsport. Carl Hardy, 3rd in class, 11th on track, Result X Pure Sims. In the end, that team has done rather well tonight. They had a terrible first outing, didn't they?
Yes. When they're doing so well at leading the championship, and there for the teams, we don't want to see them having results like that every time, do we?
No. And
So this is a much cheerier and brighter thing to look at.
Yeah. Silas has said what's happened with Stefan on the chat. Stefan got a penalty after Carl touched him. I mean, that's a penalty every day of the week if Carl touches you. And decided just to quit. So fair enough. I get it. I don't understand it. Alex Sevillano later finished 12th. Where are we? Oh no. The touchy man, Carl, finished in 11th there for Result XPO Sims. Alex Sevillano later finished 12th for TRL Racing Forces. Jura Larkinen, 13th for Hydra Race Racing Forces. Rene Earhart, 14th for Cutting Corny TCR team. And then 2nd in class, David Ayres, Flashy himself, in 15th, sorry.
Good result for David.
Yeah, for Safeguard by Result. I think somebody just pressed pause on my brain. Martin Shirley finished 16th for RD Simsport, and then 3rd in class for AM class, and 17th on track. Daniel Lewis for SRL. That's a good result. Chris Needham finished 18th for Air Smart Racing. 19th was Dietmar Hoos for Cutting Corny TCR team. Darrell Wright finished 20th and for Safeguard by Result. Domestic July 21st for TRL Racing Forces. Max Nevinchani 22nd. 23rd was Fiona Siddons for Workguard by Result. Stefan Goebel 24th for VTS Esports. 25th was Chris Dixon for Workguard by Result. We saw what happened there. PVG finished 26th for Result X Pure Sims. JB finished 27th. Again, we saw what happened with that for BSTV Esports. Sam Smith finished 28th after such a good first race for iRace Esports.
And a great start to the second as well.
A great start to the second. Absolutely fantastic start to the second. Just didn't manage to get it sorted. So that was a pair of races that... well, the first one was just remarkable. The end of it was incredible. I don't know, I'm going to lose my voice at the end of this, not just because I've got the flu, or had the flu, or recovering from it, or whatever. That was an exceptional pair of races, Alan.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic circuit. There's room to race. There's enough on it to create opportunities for people. And we've got fine racers, and they turned it on tonight in some really adverse conditions. It pissed it down, then it got dark.
Yep. And we were the beneficiaries of the excitement, which is great. Right, let's have a look and see if we can find some friends to talk to, shall we? Who have we got in the booth at the minute? Let's have a look and see who finished in what position in the first race. It was Simon, Alex and Sam, and then Spencer, Stephen and Jamie. There's quite a few podium finishes tonight, Alan. It's
Yeah.
there's quite a lot going on.
Yes.
Let's have a chat with... Let's have a look at if we can get into the booth. Simon Trendle, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Simon.
So, in your first race, where did you qualify? You qualified...
Fifth? Seventh?
Yeah,
Terribly? Somewhere like that.
but sweated it out on those dry... Where are you on track? I need to get you on the camera. There we go. And choose a better camera than that, Pete. Is that a better camera? Is that a better camera? We'll go with two. Is two better than one? Is one better? I feel like I'm in Specsavers. So, you sweated it out on dry tyres in what looked like pretty wet conditions at the start, and then got a little bit worse, and then you must have felt like Moses once the dry line came to you.
Yep.
Yep.
Remember me being on wets at Lime Rock?
Yeah.
That taught a very valuable lesson.
Right.
The dries are better than you think.
Okay. Right. Fair enough.
Yeah, I was using that, and I was messing around in the qualifying on the dries, just going, okay, can I make this work? It's going to dry. It's not going to rain again, so is it going to dry enough in 20 minutes? I was like, maybe, maybe not. But even if I go backwards, I might as well try something. You know, tried something last week, it didn't work. It worked this week.
Yeah, and it worked really well for you.
It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. I'm lost in awe because it took some skill to keep that car on the road with that amount of water and slicks.
Yeah, I'm surprised more people didn't. I don't know how many people did it.
There was a few.
There's a few.
There was a few. Yeah. You'll see it on the broadcast. I can't remember exactly
You
how many.
you certainly had the touch in the field to pull it off, Simon. It was a brilliant performance.
Yeah, the first couple laps were edgy.
I bet.
But yeah, once they warmed up a bit, it was all right, and I was sort of holding station with them. I was like, okay.
Yeah, you didn't. They didn't drop you, did they? Yeah.
I'm not going to go backwards, so I can stay here at worst. It's like fantastic. And then the spotter called the track dry. It's like, and then the car just went, okay, well it's going to dry then. That's when I went straight past everyone. So yeah.
Suddenly it was purple laps.
Yeah, and you.
Well, you had a purple lap while it was still wet on the dry tyres. It was remarkable.
Yeah,
it was
someone
funny
else
that.
further back had dry tyres, and I know they took the fastest lap from me, which was annoying.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I wonder who that was. But yeah, you only won by about 10 hours in that first race. It was a mile back to Alex Sanlano Ledo, who himself had a good race, but he was on wet tyres. I bet you that must have been a great fun race, though. I bet you were giggling inside your virtual helmet there, weren't you? Because you were like, hee, gotcha.
3 or 4 laps before it actually tweaked onto like just being faster on the dry tyres. I was like, okay, there's enough of the race left here that it's going to dry out and I can catch them. So
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I just got to bide my time. So.
And
Yeah, fun. And then I made all the mistakes in race 2. And
Yeah, talk us through that.
Terribly.
Because I thought,
Which one?
well, I don't know, all of them. you still finished fourth, so it's a good finish, but something didn't work for you. Yeah.
Oh.
That's the vicious Alex Sablano Ledo
Yeah, Sam was going a
reversal.
bit over his head, so I let him through, and then he immediately binned it into a wall. So
Yeah,
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 it's
yeah,
a
that's
shame.
an experience for you, I think. But,
I think so. Yeah, but what actually did it for you in that second race in terms of making a not good decision?
Oh, I was driving like an idiot. To be honest,
Oh.
I dipped a rear wheel on the grass into the last corner, went sideways across that. Then immediately on the next lap went off at turn 5, nearly into the wall.
Oh,
I
turn
missed
5's
the
the
pit-
left-hander, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the S's. I missed up my pit entry. I don't know if that was on the broadcast, but that looks stupid.
I didn't see
I
that.
literally went straight across
Damn
the
it.
grass. I think the
Crikey.
line was still wet, and I just went straight towards a wall, and I nearly went into the pit entry wall. So that was a slow pit entry. I mean, I'm flattered by the result in the second race, by just the number of people having issues. I don't know how Sam
yeah.
got behind me and all that. So
We'll
yeah,
find
but I was
out.
struggling with dry anyway, even in practice. I wasn't fast. I was flattered by the wet, to be honest. So
Right. Okay.
that's
Well.
fine by me. That's what the weather's for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you've played the weather like a maestro, I've got to say.
You
It was
really are.
fantastic performance. It was thrilling to watch you handle that first race. We realised that you got the pace, and it was still so wet, that was turned that into a fabulous thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you're right. And
no
when
races
we
now,
were
in the wet.
waiting for the dry line, we were waiting for the dry line because we knew
That's
it
what I
was
was doing at Lime
coming.
Rock. It
Yeah.
never comes.
Yeah.
It's by the time the dry line appears, the
Everything's-
dry tyres have completely disappeared on you. So, yeah, no, good fun.
Yeah. Good stuff. And we got Silverstone next time, international circuit.
Ooh, chaos.
Yes, chaos. But should be good fun. There's no chance of rain in the UK, right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go and celebrate your victory in the first race,
Yeah,
and probably your fourth place in the second, because that's worth shouting about. That's good.
yeah, it's a rare occurrence of winning the TCR at the moment.
Yeah.
It's not like the V8s. Yeah, you guys for the broadcast. Everyone who's turned up. Jamie, he's not here. I think, if I remember rightly, he's taking care of his sister.
He
having
is, yes.
Surgery today, so
Yeah.
yeah, he's not here. So shout out to him and his sister. I hope she's okay. And that's it.
Yeah, big shout out to Jamie's sister, and to Jamie himself for his self-sacrificing taking care of. Yeah, we will look forward to seeing you racing at Silverstone next time. Multiple previous champion in all of our series, I think. Every one of them, maybe? I don't know. Simon Trendle.
Cheers, guys. See you.
Well done, mate.
Awesome stuff. Always great to speak to him. Right, we're going to bring in the other race winner. Spencer McCarthy, previous champion. Welcome to the booth.
Good evening. Hello.
Good
Evening.
Good evening.
Wow.
Right, what did you do in the first race? First race wasn't so clever because you did your qualifying on dry tyres.
Yes. I was hoping it would get better as it went on, but it never got there.
Yeah, we were like, he's going to change to wet any minute now. Any minute now.
Yeah.
Any minute now. Popcorn is finished. Any minute now, and you
Oh,
didn't.
it was teasing me. Like it
Was
was
it?
kind of my optimum was like getting lower, and I'm like, oh, I might be able to get a 39. I know it probably wasn't the quickest, but that would send me up the grid a lot. And I'm like, there's no point coming in because the tyres will be cold, and
Yeah.
I won't be able to get it. So I just sort of persevered, and yeah, didn't get it.
Yeah, and we were watching. Who were we watching, Alan? Was it Stephen Walker trying to put a quali lap in as well on dry tyres?
Yeah, he was on
sailed
dry
it
as
on
well.
the chicane
Yeah.
into the grass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went wets and then
Oh,
went further up the grid. But I mean, end of first lap, I'd done 11 cars, I think. I think I was
Yeah.
into 16th position. I mean, obviously I got a good launch, got the bike point right, and then just got past the first row before they even got moving, I think. And then just got a load of people down the inside. And then didn't get anyone on the second lap because there was a gap.
Yeah,
that
big
appeared.
gap in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah, and then slowly sort of started ticking them off. But yeah, got to 7th. I mean, that's 27 cars or 20 cars in race one. I'll take that. Yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Fantastic drive.
Brilliant
Really.
drive. And then, I mean, we like watching you scything through the field. We've said it so many seasons on the run, and no different in the second race actually, because you and Stephen managed to get to the front very, very quickly. I don't know. I know that was it Pete Van Gool bogged it down. I think it
Yeah,
was Pete Van
he
Gool.
disappeared into the barriers.
Yes.
But that was.
Yeah.
I think he came out of the pits, didn't he? I can't remember now, but we were catching him. Then all of a sudden we got close to him going through.
And he went to the pits. That's
the
right.
S's and then the left hander at the end.
He had a
And then
drive
he just
of
decided
shame.
to give up.
Yeah.
The barriers, and we're both going like thinking we nearly followed him in. It was quite funny.
So and then it became the Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White show at the front, with you and to be fair to the pair of you, you raced it, which
Yeah, we did.
massive respect, because
Yeah.
you see in other leagues, and we've had it in our leagues before, teammates get to the front and it's like, right, we're going to play the safe game because we're playing the team game, and it gets a bit boring for the view. But you didn't do that at all.
No.
You thrashed it out, and you did him
I
in
wasn't
the
particularly. Yeah, I wasn't particularly saving. I think
no.
maybe I was just a little bit light on the throttle because it was a bit slippery in places, and I kind of maybe just used a little bit less than him.
Oh, okay.
So my pit stop was a tiny bit, only like 0.2 quicker, but I think maybe he got a bad out lap or something, or maybe I got a better in lap or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, it kind of worked out that I got the overlap, which was great. But then obviously we were in the same chat room, and I'm like, what? Hang on a minute. When you're in the lead, Steve, why can't we drive? And it was like you're just making mistakes everywhere. And he's like, yeah, exactly. You see, so it's so funny
that's
because
good.
you know. I mean, Steve will have a go, absolutely,
Yeah.
and he knows I'll have a go if I get close enough. But we also knew that, yeah, you know, this 1-2's it's great for us. So let's just make sure we don't take each other out.
Yeah.
So,
That's funny.
although a couple of times it was close.
Yeah, we saw you going into the
Yes.
chicane side by side,
Yes.
and we were like, oh
So-
dear.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Kissing a
always
good one.
yeah, that's the line for that one. You hold the outside, don't you? Because then you get the
Yes.
cutback on the next one. So yeah, I kind of played that game there. But then also I completely came out of or under the bridge out of that chicane on one lap, and I completely went wide. I just went two wheels on the grass. It dragged me further onto the grass. I managed to
Yeah.
get the front wheel back on again just before the last corner, and Steve's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm trying to stay on the track." And then yeah, it was a good battle. And then I think yeah, he did a similar thing as well. But yeah, it was good fun race, and I'll take that for sure.
Yeah, too right.
First one in the Honda for a while, obviously.
I've just noticed as well that your paint job says Stephen Lucky Wookie Walker along the door frame. So I think you've both got the same paint on yet.
Well, maybe someone's uploaded that. Maybe someone's copied the wrong one for me then, because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I put the right one up. But
Yeah, I wonder what yours
I
says.
can re-upload, but I'll try that.
Yeah. So yeah, but brilliant racing tonight. Very, very entertaining. It's always sensational watching you race. And we go to Silverstone International, which I think is one of your. Well, not that layout maybe, but
No, the
You
old
don't like that
international
one?
was
Yeah.
brilliant
Yeah.
with the old Abbey hairpin on it, but
Yeah.
this new international, it's just a box, isn't it? It's just a square.
pretty much, yeah.
It doesn't look very exciting.
No.
So yeah, no, it is what it is. We'll have some fun. You know, like the first, was it corner 3, 4, 5? No, 2, 3, 4
2,
or
3,
something. Where
4,
you go around the first bit,
Yeah.
and then it's like you don't know. You kind of get lost because you can't. There's no real apex. You kind of almost got to work your way between a couple of cones. It's like you're doing a dodgy cut through or a shortcut or something. It's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we'll have some fun.
Yeah, too right. Well, tonight has been very, very good for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White and for yourself, even despite your hopeful, shall we say, or optimistic qualifying
Yes.
on the dry tyre in very wet
It made for
conditions.
a great race.
It
made
did
for a
ma- it
great
did make
fun.
for a great race.
Yeah.
And we loved it. Anybody you want to shout out to?
Well, another little story today.
Oh.
This is my second win of the day, really.
Eh?
'Cause I went to some. I work in IT. I went to some IT event at the Excel in London,
Oh,
and
nice.
they had, like they do at a lot of these events, had these little simulators, don't they? And obviously, being a ringer, I thought I'd have a go at that.
Yeah.
So you were like, I've never done this before. Slam.
Well, yeah, yeah. Like someone was telling to me, oh yeah, you've got to, make sure you brake with when the red line
And
starts.
you're going, oh, right,
I'm like,
tell me
really?
more.
Okay. Yeah. And then I kind of I set a time, obviously quickest, and I won 170 quid's worth of McLaren Formula One Lego.
Oh,
So
wicked. Right, nice one.
I'll have to make that up at some point.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's a Backfire driver for you.
It is.
Hey.
Absolutely, yeah, too right.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Love a freebie. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's
So-
it. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Other than the Lego company, then, who are you going to shout out to tonight?
Steve, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's his setup. He's kind of breaking me into the Honda gently, and obviously let me have the win tonight. I was very lucky he wasn't tonight.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, just Steve and Sam. Obviously, he was working hard at trying not to fall off the track and stay with it, and he had a good battle with Miguel and stuff. So yeah, no, team did really well. And I think everyone tonight. I mean, really mixed conditions. Really kind of like question mark what you're doing. And everyone really kind of got through it well. I think I saw a couple of disconnects. I think JB got spun and he had enough, and hopefully he can have a better race next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think everyone just kind of did really well and kind of dealt with the conditions, and it was really changeable and put a whole new aspect to it. So yeah, fair play. Hats off to everyone.
Awesome stuff in that case.
Nicely said, because I agree with you. It was hectic and difficult, and I think people coped with it remarkably well, including yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys.
So, goodbye to Spencer McCarthy, previous champion, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Cool. Right.
Yeah.
Let's bring in the next interviewee. We're going to bring in his lucky pants were with him.
Were they though?
Were they though? Yeah, they were. Yeah, because what did you do in the first race? You qualified on dries, didn't you?
So
Or,
I did the first, I think, 2/3 on dries, expecting it to not rain any further, but unfortunately it did.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to pit and go on wets, and I didn't get a fast, clean lap. I might have jumped up to, I think, in the top 6 had I completed the final lap.
Yeah, we saw you sail it at the chicane.
Yeah, it just went. I just was too much on the slippery, wet line, even on wet tyres, and I should have been a bit more to the left, and it would have been a decent qualifying lap. So, but I should have just gone out somewhere. The best strategy for the first part for quali and the race 1 was wet tyres qualifying, dry tyres in the first race, because the dry tyres were much quicker for the last 8 minutes of the race, I think.
Yeah, very much so. We saw a remarkable change in performance from anybody on dry tyres compared to the wet ones.
Yeah, you could. It was quite cool because you could see I think with the last 4 or 5 laps, I could really see the dry line. So I knew if I just stuck to that, and I was like, well, I'm going to see if I can go for the fast. Well, I wasn't trying to go to the fastest lap. I just managed to get it because I was obviously pushing as hard as I could to catch the cars in front. I had it coming together with PVG, so I apologise for that. So because obviously I was the quicker car, but it was at the point there where you still, if you caught the racing line, it still just understeered you a little bit, and it wasn't there. I didn't take that line the lap before, so I didn't think that would be an issue. So I do apologise to him for that. But that meant Casper got in front of me, and if it wasn't for that, I would have been where Casper finished in race 1, because obviously he just kept getting quicker.
Yeah.
But overall, knowing that I'd messed up my qualifying strategy to finish 8th after everything that happened, I think at one point I was sure I was down in 14th, 15th, so I don't really know. The first race is a bit of a blur, if I'm honest. But fun.
But that's good though, right? Because blur is excitement.
These things are that a lot of us have not even done before. This is the first season I've even been able to do wet weather racing because of the graphics issues that iRacing had. So I've been doing the IMSA series to try and learn how to drive on the wet track, and it's cost me a lot of iRating, but it's been fun learning curve.
Yeah.
So
He
Yeah.
says it says
It's
it's
paying
got.
off now.
Yeah, he says it's
Isn't it?
costed him a lot of iRating, but he's still at 5.4k.
Yeah, I was 5'7".
I know you were, yeah. So, and Alan, it's a good point, well made by Stephen actually, with the dramatic polar opposite performance between a optimal dry tire on dry and a non-optimal wet tire on dry. It makes kind of a dangerous racing, doesn't it?
Well, it was decisive today, wasn't it?
It was, yeah,
Because
yeah.
Simon used it to win a race.
Oh yeah, massively, massively. He was
Yeah,
gone.
if you could hold on to it in the first race, it would keep you in good stead. I just, with everyone around me, and I was still tiptoeing and trying to figure out where the grip was on the dry tire. Everyone was obviously taking advantage of that on the wet tire. So where Simon might have had it, where that wasn't quite the case, everyone was just going, "Oh, well, I'm just going to send it. You're on a dry tire.
Yeah.
You've got no grip." Where I did, but I couldn't really make use of it. And then once I figured it out, it was just trying to be careful on the bits where I didn't have grip. And like I say, we're all still learning. It's quite a steep learning curve, but it's also a really, really fun challenge. And
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Obviously, race 2, I don't know how I was second by the end of the first lap or the second lap or something. I couldn't tell you how. I just was like, my brother and Spencer went off in front of me, and then I was second. I was like, how has this even happened?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good. And Spencer, I still haven't won this season.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was
But you're
first
still
in
on the
first
top
half.
of the championship. What?
Yeah, but I haven't won a race yet. Spencer stole my. Well, it was not. He's not
Yeah.
stolen it. He was behind me with the fuel. Went the lap longer. And was
Yeah,
less
yeah.
time in the pits, and I only really got close to him once to try and move, and it wasn't really on.
But-
So
It's like we said to Spencer though. You two actually gave us a race. Sometimes when teammates get to the front and they've got a decent gap like you two had, it gets a bit boring and sterile. But you took it to each other, if you know what I mean. It was really good, very entertaining.
yeah. Like there's time. Obviously, once we knew we kind of had a nice little gap and things, and I wasn't sure how it would play out in the pits. I did, to be fair, think he was going to come out in front of me. So I was like, well, that's fine. I'll just sit behind him and check out like where everyone else comes out of the pit, see what gap we've got. Because obviously, there's no point sending it straight away if there's a 2-second gap behind us and we can push each other away for a bit. And so I knew we had a bit of a gap. So I was like, if I get an opportunity, I will. But obviously, it's your teammates. You don't want to do anything stupid. But at the same time, we're both in the championship to win it, kind of thing. So there's no
Yeah.
like team orders. So yeah, it wasn't. I knew the move on wasn't really on because I knew that he'd just do the second part of the corner better than me.
Right.
But I had to at least give it a shot, just in case like maybe he'd just gone straight on or he'd gone onto a bit of track that was still wet or something. I don't know.
You don't know, do you? Until you
it was
try
like-
it.
It was low risk. Let's put it that way. It was a low risk move, but yeah, because I haven't won yet, and I wanted to win.
Right.
And I couldn't shake him in the first half of the race at all. I think he was just sitting there chilling.
No, he was definitely with you, wasn't he?
Yeah, there's nothing. If one of us made a mistake, we'd be back on each other straight away. Like there's one point, I'm pretty sure when I was behind him, he drove off the track in the last corner, and I was
Right.
like, "Where are you going?" It's like, "Whoops." And yeah, so we nearly crashed about 3 or 4 times across the entire part of that second race, but it was good fun. I'm happy just to. I think. Oh no, I didn't get the fastest lap in that, but
No, who did?
I got some points.
Was it Sam?
Sam.
Yeah.
Sam
stole it.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
was,
Got some points for leading the race. That'll give me back some incident points, and
Yeah.
it's just good. It was good. It's good
Yeah, it's
result.
very
Good team
exciting and-
result as well. We needed that.
Yeah, you got a lot of points, and you raced at the end, but it was sensible, but it was very entertaining for us. And yeah, it was nice to see you doing that.
Yeah,
Great night's racing, I think.
Yeah, from what I saw, it was good. Like I said, again, apologies to PVG. It would have been fine if it just wasn't a bit too slippery. I definitely misjudged it, and it cost me time as well as him. So, but yeah,
Learning, like you say, big learning experience, and I do think they've implemented the rain brilliantly.
yeah, it's
Indeed.
good. I mean, there's sometimes you can't even tell I just don't think this track did puddles. I don't think it rained for long enough or
No.
hard enough to produce puddles, and I think that confused a lot of us.
Yeah,
But
to quote Peter Kay, it was just kind of spitting, wasn't it? It was just it's that
yeah,
fine
but like I
rain.
say, in
Yeah.
the you could definitely see a dry line at the end of race 1 and then for pretty much all of race 2. So it's just getting different tracks, different tarmac. They've done it that well that different tarmac soaks up the rain in a different manner. It's pretty cool when you
It
think of
is,
it like
yeah,
that.
yeah, that's pretty mint, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we go to Silverstone next. I can't remember whether you think that that's a boring track or not. It's international.
International. Is it the new international?
Sure.
I
The
One,
think it
yeah.
is, yeah.
The
That
new
fucking
one.
corner.
I don't. I think the new one's just.
Beige.
Yeah, I don't really like. I don't really like any of Silverstone, but I'm all right at it, but not good at it. So we'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. And of course, it never rains in England, does it?
Yeah, they're probably full on monsoon settings.
Yeah.
We'll be like, Pete, what are you doing?
Oh,
Like,
dear.
oh, it's just for drama. Yeah, thanks, pal.
Brilliant. Oh dear, that's class. But you've done really well tonight. You're probably the most successful of the drivers, I think, are you? No, because your first race wasn't.
Simon won
Optimal.
and then came 3rd or 4th, didn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
He's done very well. He's got some catching up to do though, so he kind of needed it. But yeah, otherwise, still a successful race week for you. And I don't know whether that keeps you on the top. I probably think it does, but maybe not by quite as much. But we'll see. And we will look forward to seeing you racing next time. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, obviously, you guys, good to see you back as well. Putting on the show, 28 cars around a wet, dark road Atlanta. That was fun. Spencer, Sam, my brother, the rest of the team, just everyone for like I say again, from what I saw, keeping it as clean as could be when there's mix of tyres and weather, and yeah, it's just mental. Yeah, it was just great, just good racing everywhere.
Cool. In that case, we will look forward to seeing you racing at Silverstone International this time next week. Stephen Lucky Wookie Walker.
Gracias.
Gracias, yeah, gracias. Yeah, nice one. Cheers, Stephen.
Cheers, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.
Right. Next into the booth, we're going to bring in one of the best people I've ever interviewed because he's got the best laugh in the world. Even though people say I've got the best laugh, I think mine's second rate compared to Kasper Smirnoff. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. Oh dear. Oh,
I'm
sad
ill.
sacks.
I'm ill.
Oh, you're ill as
no.
well. I've got the flu. What have you got?
Flu.
You've got the flu as well, right? Okay, we've both got man flu, so we're both on death's door. I'm. There it is, folks. There it is. You can't argue that that's not a funny laugh. It's the best, isn't it? It's just absolutely brilliant.
It raises your spirits.
It does. It does. It spirits my rays as well. But yeah. So in the first race, you were on wets, weren't you?
I was on drive.
You were on. Oh no, sorry. Yes, you were on dries because you started coming back through the field. That's right. And making yourself a pest to other drivers. It was good fun watching that actually. And you finished top of your class, first in Pro-Am. Eventually got past Sam Smith, I'm going to say, and fifth overall. That's a pretty tidy and well, very professional,
Impressive,
a very impressive result. Did you expect the dry track to come into your favour as quick as it did? Because it kind of just changed. Like I think you were at lap. I don't know how many laps you did now. You were just over halfway, and then all of a sudden it just clicked, and all the dry tyre shod cars suddenly went remarkably faster.
To be honest, I expected the track to dry sooner.
Oh right, okay.
And I made one dump mistake before. I was behind Freitas,
Oh.
and my rear locked up.
Mhm.
I don't know, it was really, really weird. I don't know what happened. In the first corner, I just lost rear and went off track. I lost like 5, 6 positions.
Yeah.
It really put me
Okay.
back. There
Right.
was potential for better result, but
Okay.
I'm still really happy with what happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
This photo finish was just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. I was like, okay, I must push Sam because
Yeah.
that way I might have chance to overtake Miguel.
Right, yeah. I mean, anybody that can overtake Miguel gets my vote, absolutely. And we saw, if anybody got the vote for Save of the Night, it was definitely you. I don't remember who you were racing with, but you come out of the chicane at the top of the hill, and you were going into the S's, and there was contact, and it was just racing contact, and you both
Yeah.
touched, and you were fully sideways, and I think you just absolutely smashed the gas pedal and pulled the car straight, and you just
Yeah.
carried on. It was epic.
It was
That's
magic.
Yeah,
that was brilliant.
That's what you have to do in
Yeah.
front wheel drive.
Yeah, smash
Yeah,
the
it was
gas.
a magic saver.
smashed
It
the
was
gas.
magic.
Yeah,
It looked great. You'll
Yeah.
enjoy it on the replay.
you will, and you'll get
I-
my
I
round
saw
of
it,
applause
I
on the
saw it,
replay
it
as
was-
well.
Did you?
Yeah,
Really, really nice overtake.
yeah, it was good. It was great. Very entertaining. And in the second race, you started 11th because of where you finished in the first, and made your way through the field quite handily. That was a bit more of a balanced equation, though, wasn't it? You didn't quite have the advantage that you had in the first race on those dry tyres because everybody was on dry tyres and it didn't rain. Again, you followed Mr. Miguel Freitas over the line again. You were you top of your class again? I think you
I think
were.
so.
Yeah, so a double
yeah.
double victory in the Pro-Am series for you, Casper. You must be very, very happy with your performance tonight. Given the fact that you're riddled with flu, and we can tell you are.
Yeah, riddled the fact with that. I'm happy. I'm just happy. I knew I was not training too much because of
Being ill.
this illness.
Yeah. And that's fair.
Uh,
That's fair. I mean,
It is.
to be
I'm
fair,
being just weak. I'm just weak physically.
yeah. I get it. I was like that a few days ago, and it's not the best. And the fact that you've even got in the rig and done the race is remarkable.
My legs hurt so much.
Yeah, I bet they do. Yeah. Oh dear. And you know your girlfriend, she's not got it as well, has she? She's not got the flu as well, has she?
No.
No. She got.
She started her 5th year of college.
Oh right, okay.
Also, crunch time.
So she's
Yeah.
not there. She's not there with me, but probably will be for the weekend.
Okay, yeah, cool. Well, hopefully
Well-
she can keep away from the germs.
Yeah, especially because she's on medicine.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, crikey.
Well, let's hope that she's okay and stays away from it. But you've.
Oh, poor
I
sausage.
know, yeah. Oh dear, sympathies go to
That
you.
sounds rough, doesn't it? I bet that hurts.
I know, but I don't know. Maybe he gets my.
Nasty cough.
I think maybe he gets my driver of the meeting just for showing up, feeling like he's got bubonic plague. I don't know, Guatemalan bog fever or something like that. So, I've made him laugh now, and he's
Look, you're
coughing.
killing the poor
I
man.
know. If I time my jokes right now, he'll never survive it. So yeah, it's. I won't keep you too long then. You need to die quietly. You, dear.
You really want to kill
Yeah. I'm trying
it's
to
not-
finish you off.
do my best.
You're too good at racing. That's what it is. So yeah, we got Silverstone International next time round. It's not the most exciting of racetracks, but hopefully you'll do well. Is there anybody?
Nice
Oh,
for racing.
it is nice for racing.
Yeah.
And there's and of course it's the UK, so there's no chance of rain whatsoever. So me and Alan are looking forward to it already because we can see monsoons, Alan. We can see thunder and lightning. Has that come to iRacing
It's
yet?
and it's another short track.
It is another short track. Actually, yeah, it's been a theme this season, hasn't it? I mean, this track is not short. This is a 2.5
No,
mile track. but,
we've been alternating them. We had Lime Rock, then we had a decent one. Now we've had,
Oran.
then we had Oran, and now we've had this one, and now
Yeah.
we've got another short one coming up next week.
Yes.
So every other week so far.
Yeah, absolutely. So, other than paracetamol, ibuprofen, and any other medicines, anybody?
Oh goodness, poor man.
I know
Look
I'm
at
killing
this on
him.
his
I
chest. He's
feel
a bit-
bad. I feel bad for giving the jokes out.
a bit on his
But
chest.
anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go? All right.
I'm done. Sorry.
Oh dear. I feel cruel, Alan. I feel cruel.
Let the lad go.
Yeah, we'll let him go. In that case, we'll see you racing this time next week. Casper Smirnoff, we love you. Make sure you come into the booth no matter how ill you are because it's absolutely brilliant. And we will see you racing next time. Please don't die before next week. Love you.
I will try. Thank you.
Night, night.
Hey?
Oh, he's
Poor
sensational.
Casper.
He's sensational.
Yeah,
And I think
he
I
drove great tonight as well.
I think I nearly killed him.
Yes, nearly expired from hilarity.
He did. He did nearly
If you're gonna
die.
go, that's the way to go,
I
isn't
know
it?
it is. Yeah. And next into the booth, or already into the booth, is Alex Savalano Ledo. Good evening.
Yeah. Good
Hey,
evening.
Bill, good evening. Happy to be back. Man.
Yeah. So let me just remind myself where you finished in the first race because you did very well. You finished in second place. That was a hard-fought second place. There was a lot going on. Did you? You were leading the race at one point, weren't you? For a reasonable amount of time, and then you were on wet tyres. Is that right?
Yep.
And then Simon Trendle was on dry tyres, sweated it out massively, and stuck with you as a group. And then the dry line just came to him, and there was not a lot that any of you could do on your wet tyres to defend against him. But your performance was remarkable because you stayed out front. You were having a full on drama with Sam Blees for I don't know how long. You had to catch up with was it Anthony Hilton? I can't remember. No, it wasn't Anthony Hilton. That was in the second race.
It was Sam.
Sam. Yeah. And
Sam Smith.
Sam Smith. Eventually, he had a little bit of an issue on the bone of the pork chop, but you got yourself a second place in the end. Tell us about your race.
Sprint race, you mean? Or
Tell us about both of them. I tell you, I can tell you, I enjoyed that. You were fantastic in the first race, Alex.
Yeah, that was
it
fantastic.
was
Wow,
definitely
flying.
great racing. It was it was my first race in the rain.
Whatever.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was so happy, so hyped.
Yeah.
I did practice for Oran Park because I expected a rain race there, so I did like 2 full practice sessions in the TCR
Okay.
in the rain. So it's not like I was into the rain, but I mean I had only 2 practice sessions anyway. So I was like surprised with the quality, surprised with the race itself. So I was super happy about P2. And like we were checking the forecast, and yeah, we didn't know if it was gonna rain or not, but the track was pretty wet still, so we knew the beginning was gonna be better in the wets, and it was too risky on the stick, so we just all took it at Racing Forces like wet tires, because yeah, I mean, if you were on sticks and you were in the middle of the pack starting the race, like it could be a bit messy, and if you got to go out of the racing line, you could just go to the wall or outside and lose a lot of like massive time that you're not gonna recover by another race, because it's a sprint race. So
Yeah.
that was the process of thought, and we said like, yeah, let's stick it with wets. Plus, we all had pretty good starting position, I think. Like Donny P8, Jura P7, I was P2, and
Yeah, you
Dennis
had,
was P14.
you had 4 cars in the top 7 at the beginning of the.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
halfway through the first race, it was fantastic racing performances. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Honestly, to be the 4 of you in the top 7, it was a blur of yellow and blue.
It was. It looked really good. And in the end, Racing Forces were second and 9th, 10th, and then Demis was in 16th. It was a good haul of points overall for Racing Forces. You've got a bit to do in order to sort out those Result X Pure Sims cars that are bossing the team championship at the minute. But you did very, very well. In the second race, talk us through what happened, because you started in 14th. You made your way forward quite well at the very start. But then what happened after that?
I gained 5 positions right
Yeah.
at the start, like 5 corners, 5 positions. Then I got murdered.
Oh, you got murdered.
Somewhere.
Oh, was this
Yeah,
at the pork shop? We saw you disappear off.
yeah, Sam Smith.
Sam Smith, yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, watching it back at the moment of the race, I was fuming because I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like,
Yeah.
lap one, man. But yeah, I guess I didn't receive any message, so I don't know. But I guess he misjudged the grip.
Right.
He was on the outside of that turn. It was lap one. He was on wets for the sprint because he was fighting with Sam and me and myself in the sprint race. So he swapped from wet to dry. And I guess he misjudged the grip. Although I think he did warm up, so he knew what the grip was like. But he was on the outside fighting with Simon Trendle.
Yeah.
They were like a car and a half behind me, and I was just on my own. All of a sudden, I felt a massive hit. I thought it was Simon because he was on the inside, but then I watched the replay and I saw it was Sam on the outside. So he went like outside to inside and just hit me. He gave me like real damage, and I didn't have like rear bumper. So I was quite damaged.
Oh, we didn't see that, did we, Peter?
Yeah, we did. We did.
Did we?
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, that was on the
Yeah,
footage.
that made the car super hard to drive on this track because you have to go on the curbs if you want to go fast.
Yeah.
And every curb I took with the wheel like that was like the car was dancing. So I had the braking the same. It was so hard, but still I was quite fast. I found comfort with the steering wheel like that, and I was making positions, like making out positions, and I overheated the tires because twice in a row, like 2 laps in a row, I drifted through turn one, like not a little drift. It was like I don't know how many meters drift, like the whole turn one.
Full
So the
slide.
tires were like, the tires were just like fuming, and I lost a little bit of pace throughout the end, but I just put it as soon as I could to fix the car and cool a bit the tires. And in the meantime, I got lap 5. Who was that? Daniel Lewis, I think it was. He closed on me into the chicane. Gave me a slowdown. And like under braking, he just closed on me. He gave me a slowdown, gave me 4x, and by lap 5, I had like 14x, I think, or 11x. I did nothing.
Right. Okay.
Because I also got like 0x to 4x in the race start. So like bumper to bumper, like and there was no damage, nothing, but I got 4x. So that 0x to 4x plus the accidents just gave me like 11, 12x by the end of lap 5. So I was like pretty limited with a broken car. And still, at the end of the race, I was like running P10, setting like fastest laps of the race, except for I think it was I don't know who said that, like a 28.2. That was the only lap that was fastest than mine towards like after the pits.
Yeah.
But I was going extremely fast, to be honest, and I was catching up to Pete Newman in P9, and then lap car Stefan, I think it was, gave me a drive-through. So I had to. I had to go and drive through, and still didn't lose too many positions. I think I lost 2 positions in the end with the drive through because there was a fair gap in between both groups. But it was not a pleasant feature race, I guess. But the spring race was beautiful.
Yeah, we'll focus on that one. And Tony Walker.
Right, you still have plenty of pace, that's for sure.
Yeah. Loads
You're
of
showing
pace.
us a lot of pace that last week you did as well, and keep it up.
Very.
I'm looking forward to what you do next week, to be honest. We'll see. We'll have another tight track, and it will be different again, won't it?
Yeah,
Where is it next week?
We're at Silverstone International next week.
Oh God, I'm terrible.
Well, as I've said to other people, it hardly ever rains in the UK, so obviously it's going to be a dry race. But Tony Walker did very well in that second race tonight. He finished 8th. He was your Hydra Race Racing Forces highest performing. Oh no, he was racer. Then there was you. Who else? Oh, Jura finished right behind you, really, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And where did
Demis
Where's
got
Demis?
murdered as well. Like he was
Oh,
running
yeah,
to was doing a great race, and I don't know if he got murdered or like it was just
No, he
I don't know
just
what happened.
had it a bit rough, I think.
Yeah.
In 21st there, but so yeah, let's focus on the first race and look forward towards Silverstone, which you don't like already. So we'll skip swiftly past that, shall we? Anybody you'd like to shout out to before we let you go? Because you do such a fantastic amount for BSTV. People don't realise it in the background. There's a whole TikTok promotion that you organise, and you do all our social media stuff. So we are forever in your debt. So who would you like to shout out to before we let you go?
You guys, of course. I wouldn't be thanking anyone if BSTV didn't exist. So you guys, everyone who shows up for the races, same story. Wouldn't be fun without them. Idle Race, the racing line, new sponsor. I said it already in the previous broadcast. And my teammates, it's always fun to have teammates around. And yeah, Demis, bad luck again for Demis. But in general terms, the whole season, bad luck for everyone in Racing Forces in the feature race. So yeah, maybe if we start putting up better feature races, we could actually do something.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've been driving pretty well. Demis, Jura, Tony, especially Tony, is so consistent. It's insane. He's like grades are crazy, and he still manages to finish top 10 every feature, which is pretty impressive. And
Steady, isn't
pretty
it?
close to top
Steady.
10 every sprint. Yeah, he's doing an amazing season. I'm super happy with how he's doing. So yeah, those and people watching, because it's always nice.
Yeah, brilliant. In that case, we will see you next time. Alex Sabolano Ledo, everybody.
Thank you, Pete. I'm happy with that, man.
Yeah. I've enjoyed your driving tonight.
Yeah, it's been very, very good. Right, next into the booth. We don't often speak to this boy, but I'm glad he's joined us in the interview room this time. Don't know whether he wanted to be interviewed or not. But welcome to the booth. Jura Larkinen, how are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Really happy with the races in the end. I kind of messed up the feature race start, but I just kept my head down and started driving, and pretty good recovery.
Yeah, I mean the first race, did you qualify on wet tyres? I think you did, didn't you?
Yeah, I started on slick, but then I
switched to the
wall
wets.
and switched to the wets.
And then you stayed on wets for the first race, and we kind of figured out that for certain people that was the wrong thing to do, because others at particular points in the race got a massive advantage from being on the dries at a certain point. Yes. But you still finished 10th. You still finished top 10, right behind your own teammate Tony Walker. That was a dramatic finish to that first race. If you don't know what happened further ahead of you, you should watch the broadcast, because that was mental. Yeah, I'd watch that if I was you. And then in the second race, you started quite high up in the grid, didn't you? You started like 5th or something.
P6.
P6, sorry, yeah. You finished in 13th place. Obviously, you had the super fast legends that made their way past as part of the race went on. But I think 13th was still pretty solid.
I think it's excellent. And how did you feel about starting 6th right up at the grid with all those people around you, just behind you, so fast? Were you feeling confident?
Yeah, it was. I think it was last season in Rhoda, Virginia, VAR.
Virginia,
yeah. There I started, I think, P3 in the feature race, and I kind of totally forgot about the reverse grid. There, what the hell am I doing here? That was a bit of a panic, but now I'm more used to it. But I kind of got unlucky. It was so tight there, I couldn't quite see the turn 1 entry. Then I tried to take it slow, but it didn't really help, because I guess that it was wet still on the outside or something. I don't know, or maybe I'm just a bad driver. But
no, you're not a bad driver. No way.
No, you're not a bad driver. There's no bad drivers in this league.
No.
Yeah, but then I lost 10 positions right at the start, and I was like, oh my god, this is not.
Well, you've done all
I
right
do
then,
that at the
really.
start of every race. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Situation
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
So 13th is a pretty good result in
Yep.
the end. You followed Alex home. You were like right behind him, weren't you? In that
He
second
made
race.
a little mistake on the last lap. I thought that should I push a little bit more? I
Yeah,
tried to,
go for it.
tried
Why
to
not?
tease him a little bit. Yeah. But,
And Renee,
well.
Renee gave you a race in that second one. In the first race, you were there was some people well out of position after qualifying, wasn't there? Because like Jamie Jeffrey, Miguel, there was a few people that were well out of position because they qualified on wets. They qualified on dries. Sorry.
yeah.
And then ended up in a wet race. And then ended up coming through anyway because they had dry tires on. But yeah, I mean, was it an enjoyable pair of races for you? It looked
Yeah,
brilliant from where we were, from what you were doing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the first race, the first 7 minutes was fun because the wet tires were much better than the slicks. But after that, it just felt like that everyone was overtaking me like left and right.
Yeah.
But when I watched the results, actually, most of them were also in wet. So I think I maybe just kind of cooked my tires or something because I just had no pace in the end. Like after 7 minutes or something.
Okay, I see. Right.
Happy
Okay.
that I was just happy that I could keep a top 10 position.
Yes,
That's
well,
like a
they're hard
massive
won.
result for me always. If I get a top 10.
I think if you can get a top 10 every time, you're doing really, really well. It's hard to get a top 10 in this league.
It
really
is.
is hard to get a top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of
but-
course, you're doing really well in your sector as well. Your team is pulling lots of points.
Yeah. Lots and lots tonight, actually. Much better than a lot of the teams around you. It's been a very successful evening. We go to Silverstone International next time, which some people like, some people don't. It's not the most dynamic of tracks. It's almost certain to be. If it doesn't rain there, I'll be stunned because it's in the UK. But there we go. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, of course, Alex. I was quite surprised when was it last season? He asked me to join the team. I first thought that I was the wrong guy. Like he sent a message to the wrong guy or something. I was like, what is this?
Kidding.
But then I was, yeah, of course I'll join your team. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm really happy. It's really fun to have someone to talk to while we're racing.
Yeah.
Racing because I like to chat while I
Sure.
race. Just
It's half of it, isn't it?
comment on what's happening and stuff like that. I don't know if they like it listening to it. while we're racing. They can always mute me,
Yeah.
It's chaos in the result chat room, my friend. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm with you. It's a huge part of iRacing for me. The chat and being in the Discord with my teammates. It's a huge part of it, and
Yeah.
it wouldn't be
Exactly.
the same without that. That's for sure.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, brilliant stuff, and we look forward to seeing you racing again next time at Silverstone International. It should be another blast. It's good to see the Hydro Racing Forces cars performing so well. I do miss your Jurassic Park livery though. I mean, I have to say
me
that was
too,
pretty
kind
good.
of, yeah.
Yeah, that was class. That was funny when that came up. But yeah, we will see you this time next week. Jura Larkinen.
Yeah. And thanks,
Well
guys, for
done.
the stream. I really like to watch them after the race. It's
Cool.
It's good
Yeah.
fun.
That's
It's
good.
really well done. So
Oh.
thanks to you guys.
Well,
Alan-
thank you very much.
Alan, he's my new favourite person.
Oh, Alan,
it's
by
very
the way, quick question to Sir
Oh, go
Alan.
on.
Like, you're a whiskey guy. I guess you like whiskey.
I do.
Have you ever tasted my whiskey, Jura whiskey,
I'm sorry.
from
That's...
Scotland?
Oh.
Ye-
Jura.
Yes, indeed, I have. In fact, I had a bottle of 10-year-old Euro that I only finished
Nice.
yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've got. On Wednesday nights, I drink Tamnavulin. Pete buys me a bottle of Tamnavulin every season, and that's my Wednesday night tipple, which is very nice.
Okay.
It's another. We like these Strathside. We like that. We're not. I'm not keen on the peaty ones. The peaty and the smoky ones, not so much. But everything else goes down well, and the older the better.
Nice. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we will see you next time. Jura Larkin.
Yep.
See you next time.
Indeed.
Night.
Look forward to it. Good night.
Yeah.
Well, that was lovely. It was nice to talk to Jura.
I know, yeah.
Jura,
He can
wasn't
go,
it?
He can
Very nice.
come back next time. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Next up, we will bring into the booth one Christopher of Dixon. Good evening.
Good evening. Hope everything's well.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Right. Let me go and find out.
You were doing okay tonight. What happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've just been reviewing that, and it snapped earlier, and I corrected it and lifted, and then floored it, and it just didn't do anything what it would normally pull it round. It didn't. It just spun.
Yeah, it's very
Um,
disappointing because you were doing so well.
Yeah, I was battling with Dave and Dan Lewis, and I had Dimitri was behind me, and I kept the gap on it. It was just enjoying it, and then that happened, and that was it. And then I tried to keep out the way the front runners, and put it on the grass and put it in the wall again.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So in the first race, you did very, very well. Actually, you're fourth in class, 21st on track, not that far behind Daniel Lewis. I'm trying to work it out, man. I can't count that much. About 2 seconds behind him, and ahead of some really good racers. To be fair, JB Dietmar, Carl, and Pete Newman. Obviously, he had his own troubles. You were in quite heated battles throughout that first race. It was quite an exciting race, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed that because it was adverse conditions. Being at the back, it was like just shot the slick tyres on and let's go for it. And it was all right. The track was good. There was only two places where you had to be careful. The last chicane was the main one, and obviously the last corner, and then the first corner really. But as long as you could keep it on the tarmac, you were fine. The rest of the track was pretty quick, and if we had one more lap, I'd have got Dan at the end. But unfortunately, he was about 8 seconds ahead of us at the start of the last lap. But he was on wets, I was on slicks, so I was just reeling him in. But he just had enough. It was, and really enjoyed it.
No, that's good.
You did well to keep it on and keep with your slicks. You did well, you know.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you noticed the start. I just got out the way and let them past, and just sat at the back.
Okay.
Stuck with them. Well, Fee had a bit of a coming together with JB.
Yes, saw that. Yeah.
And I thought I'm getting out of this. I just dropped back. I think Darryl had done a similar thing, and just dropped back. And once we'd warmed the tyres up, that was it. We might go for it. So yeah, it was good.
And then
how did you find the feature race? Because
it was all right until I ditched it.
Yeah.
But,
because you seem to have good pace tonight, Chris.
Yeah, I was because it was still wet and a bit. There was a few spots if you went offline, and you caught the wet. It could be naughty. So it was good. It was a strange race, but yeah, I had good pace. I stayed with David. Had a good race with David and Dan, and then put it in the wall.
Yeah. Well, easily done tonight, matey. Easily done. Anytime, to be honest. But no, I think you should be happy with the way you were driving.
Oh, definitely.
I was over the moon with race one. Zero incidents. So
zero,
wow.
right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then
Again.
race 2 was 7 after the 2 accidents.
Well, even then, given the fact that you've just raced for 40 minutes and the people around you aren't exactly waiting, 7 incidents is pretty good. 25th was your finishing position in the second race. Was that just due to the crashes? Is that all that was?
Yeah. I think I was up to 19th. Well, during the pit stops, I was higher than that. Didn't quite. I think it was 16th or something like that. And then I saw Pete coming up behind me, and he was about 8 seconds behind. So I thought, right, 2 more laps, and then pits. and I got the pit stop perfect.
All
Come
right.
out right alongside Dan Lewis, which I don't think he was expecting, because he sort of come across onto me and then realised and got out the way. And then we had a good battle for a couple of laps, and then I ditched it. So,
Oh dear.
yeah.
Right.
If
Okay.
if I could have just kept it on the tarmac, I'd have been fine. But
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately not.
No, good effort though, and we go to Silverstone International next time, which is hopefully a track you're familiar with. I know a lot of the British racers race on the British tracks a lot. Is that familiar to you?
I've been there twice, I think.
Mhm.
Once in the TCR, and maybe twice in the MX5. So yeah, I've been there in the TCR. So yeah, it should be all right. I know the track. I just won't be as quick as the front runners here. That's all.
Right. Yeah.
It depends if we get a bit of rain again and it's like this, which could happen.
Yeah, it balances it up a little
Especially
bit, I think.
Silverstone, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I've seen it rain at Silverstone, and you need an outboard motor rather than 4 wheels on the track. But
Yeah.
same as Donington. But yeah, we look forward to seeing that. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Just yourselves and the general, everyone who watches, and all the guys who race with us, because they're helping tremendously with me racecraft, and like as you said before, it's getting better and better, so and quicker. So yeah,
Awesome.
just thanks to everyone.
No, that's good.
Yeah, we can see it, Chris.
Yeah,
You
we
did well
can.
tonight, mate. Well done.
Yeah, too right. In that case, we will see you next time. Chris Dixon,
You will.
everybody.
Good night.
Night. Always a nice chap, isn't he? You know.
Yeah.
Great.
He's getting better.
Yeah,
He's,
he
he's
is.
improving as
Oh,
a
you can-
driver. So, and you can see it.
You
You
can
know,
see
we've
it in
seen
his-
it week by week. It's lovely.
Yeah, he's becoming a much more predictable driver for the guys that are racing around him. That's one thing. Being predictable is very important, isn't it? Because when you can do official races with people that you just never driven with before, and they do the strangest of things. And because people in this league now know to stick to the racing line, etc., etc., it makes for safer racing, just because people understand what they're supposed to do. And Chris is one of those people who's absolutely on it now.
Yes.
And we shall bring in her usual slot, Fiona Siddons. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Evening, Pete.
So,
Good evening.
let me find out what happened in the first race, because that was where were you? Right, yeah, you ended up 2 laps down because did you get crashed into, or did you crash on your own? I can't remember now.
I found the wall.
You found the wall. Where was that? Because I didn't catch it at the time.
Last corner.
Oh, right, okay. Oh no, we did.
Uh,
You went
every-
across the track to the right, hit the
That
wall.
was in race. That was in race 2.
Oh, okay.
It hit the wall. I've apologised to Max Nebenchani in the Discord
Oh, okay.
chat.
Yeah.
I got sideways.
Yeah.
You floor the throttle and it pulls the front end round.
Yeah.
But
That's
I
usual.
floored the throttle and it just fired it straight into the wall.
Right. Oh dear.
Just before it hit the wall, I hit the brakes and it just bounced across the track in front of him, even though I was on the brakes. So.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah.
I don't think I actually touched him. I think he swerved and hit the grass to avoid me and then lost it himself as well.
Ah, I see.
But-
Okay. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, we did see that, and it looked a bit messy. I thought that was in the second race. First race. I don't know.
that was in
Um,
race 2. That
That
one.
was race 2. And then in the first race, what happened? Was this the one where you came together with JB?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So talk us through that.
It was early in the race and we're sort of door banging through the S's. And I don't think either driver was at fault. I think it was just the track conditions and they all bunched up at the start what caused it.
Right. Okay. And were you on wets?
No, I was on slicks.
You were on slicks. Okay.
I tried wets in free practice and the car was harder to drive on wets than it was on slicks, so I put the wets away and stopped on slicks all night.
No, that's fine. It's fair. Whichever you feel most confident under.
Yeah.
It's there was quite a few on dry tyres, to be honest. and it seemed to prove very, very beneficial at the end of the race.
It certainly worked for some people, didn't
It
it?
did, yeah, and you know,
I think there's two sides to it. You know, you tend to you're going to lose you lose fractional amounts because you're sideways more and you haven't got the grip going through things. So you do lose a bit of time, but
Yeah.
so you can certainly get the car around the track. You're very good at doing that, actually.
But with this spotty rain, it's really made it difficult when you're lining up on the grid. You don't know whether it's going to rain or whether it isn't, and how much it's going to rain. It really has put a different spin on what you do.
yeah,
Whole level of uncertainty is revealed.
yeah,
definitely.
that's my gift to the league. So we go to Silverstone International next time. I don't know what there's a lot of British racers don't like Silverstone, and certain layouts I agree with those people that don't like it. This is one of them. I'm not sure I like International too much. What's your opinion?
I'm not keen on it. I've never done very well there. So, well, going back to what I said before, tracks where I don't like and never do very well, I've done better. So.
Oh well, we'll expect a win from you then.
But I think this week has been my worst week since I first joined the league.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I've never binned it into the wall twice in 2 races before.
Right. That's true. You
fair
don't
enough,
you don't have many non scrap metal finishes, do we?
No.
No. Fair point, and a point well made as well. In that case, we will dispatch this week and forget about it in your favour, and let you have a shout out to whoever you wish to before we let you go.
Yeah, I'll just give a shout out to Andy. He's just been into the interview waiting room and had a word with me before he goes round with his clipboard doing his rounds.
Yeah.
I totally understand why he's not racing. This doesn't pay his bills.
Yeah.
Good luck to him in his work, and hopefully he comes back soon.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. There's priorities in life, and racing might not be the one that's required at any point in time. But we will welcome him back with open arms when he's ready to or can do. Well said. And we shall wish you a very good evening. Fiona Siddons, everybody.
Yeah. Goodbye, everybody.
Well done, Pete.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, Alan, we need to. Well, I'm just going to go and check that the cabin hasn't changed their mind. No. So the cabin has given a vote to Anthony Hilton. Let me go and find Anthony's. Oh, hang on. It's this way. I'm going to have to do it this way now. Just bear with me, everybody. So I'm going to find Anthony Hilton on the broadcast as well. Where is he? Anthony. Oh, he's quite high up. There we go. Right, so Anthony Hilton gets a vote from the cabin. Where does my vote go? I've been seesawing between lots of different people tonight, Alan.
Yes.
I'm
interested to see what you're going to say.
Yeah, so there was a few people. Stefan, in his resilience, there was a crash. He rejoined the race after having to do the fast repair, and then we got Casper in the booth, and he was riddled with flu. And he's actually raced for an entire hour plus practice plus warm up plus everything else. So I think my vote for tonight is going to go to Casper because he did really well as well. He got a double class win in one in each race. So I am going to vote for the very ill Casper, which means he's got 3 points, but never mind. And then we're now dependent upon your vote.
He's getting the points because he's putting in sparkly performances week on week, entertaining everybody enormously, and so you can understand it. So special mentions. I think we need to give a special mention to Spencer.
Yeah,
He drove tremendously
he
tonight.
did. Yeah.
And Tony as well. He was
Yeah.
brilliant tonight. He drove really well. I'd like to give it to Spencer because, but I just think I've got to give it to Simon for that first race.
It was exceptional, wasn't it? Stick it out on the dries.
He just played his cards in the hand, and he just did it perfectly. And he'd learned from Lime Rock, and he had a plan, and he went with it, and he made it work. And I think the skill and the expertise that he showed to actually hang in there and doing those fast laps when everybody else was better equipped than him was remarkable and outstanding, and he gets my point.
No, it's very well placed, that vote. He was as fast as the guys on wets during wet conditions, and then absolutely mullered the field once the track dried out, and played a blinder. So I think that's a very, very well placed vote, I have to say. And I think between you, me, and the guys in the cabin, we've voted very well tonight.
Yeah, I think we normally try to, don't we? I mean, we do take it seriously. We care about this stuff.
And the guys in the cabin do, clearly, as well. You know, they've been thinking
It's
about
very
it for
nice
a while.
to have a bit of professional advice, to be honest.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
Now, can I go and put my feet up?
You certainly can. You certainly can. So, this time next week, Silverstone International, folks. I am beyond my time. Yeah, it's going to be a good one, I think, even though it's going to be quite a tight track. But it's still going to be enjoyable. Thanks to everybody that joined us on the chat tonight, especially the guys in the cabin who also got a vote. Thanks to all the racers that turned up tonight, and we hope to see all the ones that didn't racing with us this time next week. I'm going to say thanks to Alan for his wonderful contributions to our broadcast. He's the only reason that we are ever so slightly professional. I will see you next time. Everybody stay safe, stay away from all the germs and the COVID and all the other crap that's going on. It'll be a great time this time next week. Over to you, Alan.
Yes. It's been really quite a juicy night's racing. We're not used to this rain business, but my word, when it happens, it creates all kinds of excitement and interest, and no less than in the commentary booth, because we're just very excited by it all as well. And we look forward to next week and see what the weather's like in Silverstone. Thanks to everybody who's drove tonight and drove so well. And really remarkable in those difficult conditions with mixtures of tyres, how well the drivers did. They performed fantastically well. See you all next week. Big chord.